Boom!
Yes, there she is. All right. I have the first dislike.
Yeah.
There you go.
We're streaming live on YouTube and Discord, streaming from two
Exactly.
MacBook Pros. What a world.
Beautiful.
Lucky bat. Ring, 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 ring. Banana bone. Boop, boop, ba doop, ba doop. Ring, 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 a ding, ding, ding. Banana phone. It's no baloney, and it's not a phony. My cellular, bananular phone. I need paint. Alright, black, gray.
There we go.
Do 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 do.
Move this over to the live chat. Did you see that the new Age of Sigmar set is coming out in 2 weeks? Or the pre-order is in 2 weeks.
The pre-order is in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Interesting.
June 19th.
Yeah. Was today the sisters stuff? I saw the prices have been revealed
Yeah.
for the sisters stuff.
I think so. I don't even care at all. I just care about the Dominion.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I care about.
What up? Chris Jackson, yo! Simon the Bottomized Monkey, howdy. Master Check 9000,
Howdy.
new Oruk paints. Did they make new paints?
Yep, they did make new paints.
Huh? What kind of paints?
They made a Hobgrot color. They made another brown, and then they made an Oruk flesh.
Interesting. Were those not already colors?
No,
Like a green, a yellowish green, and
I mean, of course they were, but now there's official colors.
ah.
And we'll be starting in the call-in portion of the stream at 9:30, like we did last time.
Yeah.
We'll get the ball rolling, and then we'll take some calls.
You can notice friendship with sisters ended. Dominion is my friend now. Distant Nicoletti. Fireworks going off all over tonight. Lol, damn.
What's June 5th?
It's the 5th of June. Obviously,
5th of
duh.
June. Master Shake 9000. All hail our Lord and Savior, the Dominion box set.
Yeah, this is gonna be a big set that a lot of people are gonna try to get.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, they make it
we'll
only for
have
influencers like us. So.
The letter K. Dude, I made it. You did.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse Nicoletti. Oh, I'm shooting off some too, lol. Well, and I don't think you can complain about it. Michael Spitz. Yeehaw! Not alike as far as the eye can see.
I'm going to be ethical and get it from my local game store, and not just because I have store credits. Yeah, if we get it can we pre-order it from a friendly local game store and then get 15% off of $200? Because that'd be pretty sweet.
Maybe we have to call.
Yeah, make some phone calls.
Make some phone calls.
Where will I get this cheapest?
Yeah.
Guy man, hey, is Nick real? Why is he never on cam? We don't have good internet. It's amazing I can be on camera.
Yep, we did try to do it, and it's little not great. One day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one day the stream will be in 8K.
Exactly. Probably when we're in the same location. That'll make it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Master Shake 9000. You mean one? You mean the one or two copies your local store will get? Well, maybe you can pre-order through the store. Probably not. I bet you can't.
Yeah, it is confusing how it works.
Mm-hmm.
What about
Master
online
Shake
retail?
9000.
Like, can we pre-order it through like Frontline Gaming or something?
I don't know. We should do it through the War Store.
Yeah, we should.
Go back in time.
They could use our business.
Right. We'll save them. Master Shake 9000. Nick is too sexy. He'd break the internet. You know it. Hugh Michael. Age of Sigmar is better than 40k mini-wise.
It might, yeah. This is a solid argument.
Yep.
I think I still like
I
think I still like 40k more, but there's some gorgeous models for Age of Sigmar. I think everything new for 40k looks great. Like if you look at like Gene Stealer Cult, Admech, and Sisters, all beautiful models, all less than like 5 years old. I think it starts to fall apart when you get into models that are like, you know, the Eldar, some of the oldest Orc stuff, some of the old Space Marine stuff.
That is true.
Kyle Rasman, so anyone have ideas on what to spend the last 130 points on a 2,000 point Space Marine army? I don't know. Another Chaplain? 130 points is kind of a lot. Can you squeeze in a Chaplain on bike or a Primaris Chaplain on bike? Hugh Michaels, 40k lore is arguably better. I haven't read any Age of Sigmar lore at all. And I don't know if I'm gonna. I should, maybe some, but holy cow, another whole goddamn universe to learn.
Monitor, howdy y'all. Howdy. Yep, we're gonna have that. We're gonna have our company card ready to go. Right on the 19th, right when it drops. We'll try to get it.
Hugh Michael, Age of Sigmar lore is quite well tied. However, you have to read a lot to understand it.
Isn't that how it always is?
Yeah.
Don't you always have to read a lot to understand what's going on?
Yeah. Master Shake 9000, do you think with the Stormcast redesign that Games Workshop will be willing to redesign the Primaris in a similar way? Well, the Primaris look great. There's no need for a redesign. And also, the Primaris came out in 2017, where the Stormcast came out in 2015, so the Stormcast are just a little bit older. But yeah, the Primaris look great. What would you change about the Primaris?
I'd have them look a lot skimpier.
No armor. They're all wearing sleeveless power armor.
Ooh, there you go. Banana hammock armor.
Yeah.
I think that'd be perfect.
Mr. Horseshoe just bought a starter paint set. What are the best cheap minis to start practicing on? There's a company called Reaper that makes cheap minis. They're a few dollars a piece. They have a lot of fantasy stuff and a very, very small amount of sci-fi stuff. So that's probably your cheapest. Letter K. Jay, you learn what happened to Candice? I don't know what's going on. Candice minis fit into my suitcase? What is Candice? Candice. Master Shake 9000. For Age of Sigmar lore, just listen to 2-Up Tough. Chef's Kiss. 2+ Tough. Love a good 2-Up save. Man, do those ones hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Idiot Apple, Ragnar or Ulrich, who was the better HQ? Is Ragnar the one that comes with the sled? You can notice, if Games Workshop redesigned based on Range's age, Eldar players would have nothing to talk about.
Oh my goodness.
That's true. Eldar have some of the oldest models. Harry G. I like the squatty charm of the Firstborn. I do like the charm, but I also like the actually looking good of the Primaris Marines.
Mm-hmm.
Master Shake 9000. These Primaris Scout armor boots look like pilgrim shoes. Ah, you mean the armor, the Phobos and Reaver armor? They kind of have like a skinny calf. Yeah, it does look a little better in the lore, but it doesn't look too bad in person. Master Shake 9000. The main Primaris armor chest looks like saggy man boobs. Really? Do I have a Primaris
think
near
so.
me? I don't. I mean, they're pretty much identical to a regular Space Marine. People are pressing F to play respect.
Custodes Dan, that base looks sick. Could you give a quick breakdown of how you made it?
Yeah, it's 2 wood chips, and then some air clay called Crayola Model Magic Soft Squishy Modeling Material, and then it's pebbles, fine grained sand, and that's it.
There you go.
Chris Jackson. Jay, have you all seen the new 40k mobile game? No. I've seen the card game. I did download it, and then I played it for a half second, and then it didn't instantly know how to play it, so I deleted it. Hugh Michael, I'm hosting a big tournament with some friends for Age of Sigmar. Little do they know, I already have plans based upon all their armies. Nice.
Chicken nugs, sup gamers.
Yeah. Okay, Razman. Like the Firstborn are any better with them looking like squats now? They do look like squats now. Taha M. Love the Terminator armor. Yeah, Terminator armor is sweet. I hope it never changes. I hope they just update it to be a little bit bigger and a little more detailed. Letter K. Jay's opinion on the new Sisters of Battle. I love all the new Sisters of Battle, especially the mechs. I like the mechs. Don't know if I love the mechs price, but you know, we'll get there.
Mm-hmm. They should be free.
It should be free. I don't know if they were 55 bones a piece for a box of 3. I'd be like, okay, maybe they're mechs. Maybe that's fine. 65 bones.
Mm-hmm.
Something about the dude. Why do Phobos Marines have like animal legs? No, they don't have animal legs. They just have a slight skinny, a slight tapered calf. Chris Jackson, you're cutting out on Discord. Uh-oh.
You're not.
Okay, great.
You're fine. not to me. You're cutting out. So.
You might go. Stormcaster very different from Space Marines. Opinions? Yes, they're very different. Stormcaster gold, where Space Marines might be gold. Big difference.
There you go.
Master Shake 9000. The Primaris chest reminds me of how Ogre Kingdom chests are sculpted. I don't mind the Primaris concept, but the models just don't do it for me. The legs are huge and the head's smaller. They look off. Well, the heads are actually the exact same size as the old Space Marines. So it could be that you're just used to seeing a giant head on a small body. But I mean, if there's anything that's identical on the new Primaris versus the old guys, it's the chest. Pretty much identical. The main differences for Primaris armor, besides being proportioned like a human, is they have little knee pads that have a little fin, and they have a little bit more armor on their thighs. And there's one specific Primaris helmet, although all of the old Space Marine helmets look pretty good on the Primaris bodies too.
Monitor, did I walk into Marine body shaming night or something? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. We're just really tearing into them today, apparently.
Shadowming's hobbies. Am dead. Spent 12 hours doing flooring. How's chat? How's EOB? I've done that flooring before. And one time I installed flooring at a pet groomer's. That was pretty miserable.
With dogs actively peeing on you.
They did just leave a dog in the building, and we didn't know what to do with them.
Amazing.
So we just put him in another room, and we took him for walks at lunch every day.
Odd. Very odd. Rateros tips, $5. Help! I should be getting more Necrons, but I just spent 250 on Space Marines.
Oh no!
Jeez.
Well, it sounds like your Space Marines are going to have some reinforcements, so they'll be extra good at defeating the Necrons.
There you go. Also, we're almost at that 20-minute mark. We'll start our call in at 9:30. And also, basically, whoever raises their hands, I'll just go down the list. But if you are a Patreon supporter, you might get to jump the line. So, just pointing it out there.
Matthew Meyer, I hate the Primaris helmets. I didn't love at first when all the Primaris helmets were identical, although I kind of dig it now just because it's a good-looking helmet. It's almost identical to the Mark III or Mark IV pattern Space Marine helmets from Horus Heresy. The only difference is the ears are very slightly different. There's a little bit of cowling over the ears. But yeah, I dig the Primaris helmets. And all Space Marine helmets fit on Primaris bodies.
Vicky Nugs, do we have talking points tonight for the call-in? I mean, you can say whatever you want.
Yep.
You can ask a question, say a joke, tell Jay he's wrong, whatever you want.
Helmets are fine to me. They're just Mark 8 with style. Yeah, they're the Mark 8 helmets. Hugh Michael. Oh wait, at Kino Canetas. Love the models. But a follow-up question, are you a fan of Star Wars? I mean, I think everyone knows I love Star Wars. All Star Wars.
All Star Wars.
Except the Ewok movies. They're not good.
I like those. Those are the ones that I like.
Raytoros. To make it worse, I had exactly 6 Space Marines before I spent more money on them yesterday. So it's a brand new army. Matthew Wilson, legitimate question. Do you seal protect your models? And if so, how? Is there a specific product that you have a link that supports the channel? That'd be preferable. I used to use a product called Tester's Dull Coat in a half-size rattle can, but I don't believe they make it anymore. Now I use airbrush varnishes from Vallejo. They're matte product, although I've been looking to try out some new ones because the Vallejo matte very slightly desaturates your colors a little bit. So I want to try to find a new matte that doesn't do that. I was thinking about trying out the AK Interactive Ultra Mattes.
Red arrows. Tips. To make it worse, I had exactly 6 Space Marines before I spent more money on them yesterday.
Monotier, I don't like Primaris's butts. Too dumpy. I need me some junk in the trunk. I mean, just compare an orc booty and prepare to be disappointed.
Ah, that is very true.
Yeah, I do think the only problem the only thing I don't like about the Primaris is the hips are still a little bit like narrow. If you look at like the Primaris when they're painted with kind of a little bit. They widen the hips a little bit. Like the Primaris Space Marines are like 99% perfect, but that's the one little thing. It really looks. You can really see it on the big Bandai toys that are just scaled up. They have very dainty waists. Toro Slim, new to the community, you guys have really inspired me to just start painting. I just started my first box of Marines. Can't wait to finish and share with you guys on Discord. Nice!
Yeah, love it.
Monitor, they still make dull coat, by the way. Oh, nice. Yeah, dull coat is great if you don't have an airbrush. I have hundreds of models that are that have dull coat varnish on them. Shake 9000. Jay should convert a Rey Skywalker Space Marine to trigger both fan bases. It would. That would trigger them so hard.
I love that.
Michael Spitz, is there a matte varnish that doesn't obliterate metallics? I don't know. Yeah, it will dull metallics a smidge.
Mm-hmm.
Master Strike 9000. Orc booty is fake. You see their spines? They're using Instagram tactics to fake their thickness.
That's true. Oh yeah, runs with Caesars. Why dislike? Congratulations, you won as the first person on this stream to ask that question.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
So dislike the video.
Yeah. The Primaris booty is a plateau of disappointments.
I agree. Not thick enough.
Simon the Bottomless Monkey, you can always just go over the metallics with a brush or gloss varnish. Yeah, or I suppose if you really need that pop-in metallic, you could apply your metallics last after the varnish.
Mm-hmm.
Look out, science. Vallejo rattle can varnishes are usually good. I have piss fingers. I guess dirty fingers. So I got a seal. I'll usually start with gloss or satin, and then hand paint the Army Painter varnish if I need less shiny bits. Yeah, varnish is a tricky beast. To varnish or not to varnish, because really, I mean, the paint does kind of set after like 24 hours, and it becomes fairly hard, but not impervious to like everything. I know. Goobertown Hobbies did some testing recently of like how much does handling with Funyun fingers, how much will it really hurt your minis? And it wasn't too much. But it was a little.
Mm-hmm.
He says it was much worse with metal models than with plastics.
Interesting.
Runs with you ever mix up your coffee cup with your rinse cup? Yeah, it happens every now and then. Look out, science. Piss fingers is a thing. People have told me I have. My hand sweat is the sweat is acidic and can wear through automotive paints without a top coat. Yeah, I mean sweat does have like it's salty.
Salty sweat.
Salty sweat.
And now we know a little bit more about you, which is kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Master Shake 9000. Hot take, Funyun fingers greater than piss fingers.
I mean, the real question is, which one will destroy minis faster, Funyuns or sweat?
That's true.
I think we need to get Goober to spend another 9 hours testing that.
Yep.
Frozen Throg. With my current models, I prime, then gloss varnish, then black wash, then matte varnish before I even get to the painting. Interesting. Why? Is it like a zenithal prime, and then the gloss varnish is to help the black wash really get into those recesses, and then the matte varnish is to get everything kind of re-primed and ready to accept paint?
Frozen Throg metal models. I guess for metal models?
Oh yeah, for metal models. Holy cow. You can prepare them perfectly and it's still it's still going to be rough keeping them in one piece.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping all the paint on. Yeah, thank goodness most companies have abandoned metal. It's just worse than plastic or resin. I've heard some weirdos even say that resin is no longer good enough. That it should just be plastic or 3D print resin. Which I disagree with.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I think the 3D print resin is still kind of fragile. Michael spits. I feel Nuln oil adds a good amount of flavor to my coffee.
Coffee.
Virtuvios. Hey Eons, I'm finally starting my first official army and I'm going to try to follow one of your basing guides. Would you change anything of your snow bases? Nope. I think all 3 of them are good. Do we have... There's Glacier Base, Snow, and then Snow version 2. And they all look a little different. So I guess just pick whichever one you like the best.
Probably use version 2.
Probably use version 2. Yeah, the version with the baking soda... I have models, and after 7 years, they have very slightly yellowed.
There you go.
Odie Man, metal is fine. The Vestroyan models are pretty amazing. I think priming with a rattle can gloss followed by an airbrush matte is the way to go. Yeah, that probably is a really good way to get a really, really strong prime.
Kino's Yellow Snow is thematic for Space Wolves.
Yeah, it is. Hugh Michaels, let's all send some thanks to those sweatshops making our minis.
Well, not Games Workshop.
Mm-hmm.
They pay their Brits well, I've heard.
Other than that, though, Games Workshop's evil.
Yeah. Plenty of tea breaks.
Plenty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if they didn't take so many tea breaks, we'd still be able to buy Curse City.
Exactly. Yeah, they've just been taking one whole tea break.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, speaking of tea breaks, it is 9:30 exactly. So we're gonna be taking calls. So join our Discord. We have a live stream stage that you can join, and you can raise your hand, and I can accept you into the call. And so your beautiful voice will be transmitted to everyone in the chat, everyone listening. And yeah, and we'll ask your question, and we're gonna try to get through as many people as possible. So we may not spend the whole time with you, and we might just move on.
Unless
Just
you're
letting y'all know.
amazing. Unless you are
that
Games
is true.
Workshop.
Unless you are Games Workshop. So, lie. All right, a very familiar face, starting out, Prussian Blue. Oop, there we go. Hello, hello.
Hello?
Hi, we can
Yeah.
hear you.
Hey. I don't have a whole lot of time today. Anyway, so I'm not gonna be able to watch the whole stream, which sucks.
Well, how dare
But,
you? But okay.
It will be recorded.
I would if I could.
If for some
Okay.
reason you want to watch it after.
So, last time, remember I talked about renegades and heretics and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
This time, it's more. I wanted to take this opportunity to sort of get a little bit of personal feedback. On both a couple planned conversions and also some opinions on a couple models I've done a little bit on,
All right.
but haven't finished yet. So I'll send them in work in progress. The first one I want to send here is I just picked up a box of Ogrins today, and I'm planning on converting them into Renegade, either Berserker Ogrins or Plague Ogrins.
Oh,
And
wow.
so I've been looking at potential ideas for how to put those together. And this is one I've considered.
Are these,
So I didn't know if there was a...
I've never built an Ogren kit. Are these all just pieces out of the regular Ogren?
Yeah, the bayonet there was just glued directly to a shaved down... That wrist is supposed to be holding the handle on the side of one of the Ripper guns. But I shaved off the handle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That looks pretty
But,
good. I
yeah,
mean,
that's entirely...
if it needs to be heretical, I mean, I feel like it's lacking in spikes. It's one of the main things of Chaos is spikes.
Sadly, I don't have... Here's a real Plague Ogren for comparison. I love it. I want to get a recast of them so bad. But, yeah, sadly, Forge World stopped those 3 years ago.
Well, to turn... I think it'd be possible to turn the top model into this.
It'd be possible. I have 3 Ogrins to work with. So, I'm going to play around with them. I just wanted to ask about that one, how it looks so far.
Yeah, I think green, maybe some green stuff cloth, or you could even maybe like dip some tissues in wood glue and then drape them on the shoulders. Like really, you just gotta bulk up the shoulders a ton.
I have considered using, because there's some armor plates in the Ogren kit that go on the shoulders, but I've also considered doing some green stuff masking, because I know with my autocannon guy, I don't know if I showed you, if you guys, we talked about it. I used some milliput to do a very rudimentary mask on that. But speaking of green stuff, actually, my next thing here was my first attempt at sculpting with green stuff. And I'm working on a Emperor's Champion proxy in TrueScale. And this is the progress so far. I wanted to know any tips on how it looks so far, and also any ideas for basing. Because sadly, he doesn't have... His stance makes it a little hard to do any sort of special base that's not just a gap between on the base. So I want to know any ideas.
I think it looks pretty good. The sculpting is good. For bases, it's not actually that big a deal to not have like a foot up on a rock. Like this guy has flat feet, or pretty much flat feet, and I just, even though it looks pretty dynamic, it really is just kind of a platform. But since there's stuff poking up and then there's kind of the hills and valleys, it looks more reasonable.
Yeah. I like Crossfire's idea with an Iron Warrior. I could maybe try to pull that off. I'd have to buy a Chaos Space Marine, though. All I have are Plague Marines. And then this is just some very light conversion work on this little chaplain that I have. With some upgrade sprue parts.
Oh, you got rid of the pimp stick. Now it's a flail.
Yes, I got rid. Yes, it was a tough decision.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put that pimp head somewhere.
There you go.
Well, the chat's giving
Pimp
you
flail.
some good stuff. Koek, if you
I want
need
attention.
if you need more, if you need something more heretical, just add more arrows.
True. That's what I do with my trader guard is I'll just paint some Nurgle symbols or just a rudimentary chaos star. That's what I've done because I'm actually today I've just about finished my Cadian entry, and I think I might be one of the only guys doing trader guard for their Cadians RS thing, and that's one of the things I've done. So yeah, I mean I don't really have much else to talk about. I just want some personal feedback.
Yeah, it's looking good. Yeah,
Alright.
people are suggesting spears. Trying to find some model spears or something. As spikes.
There's a great box. What is it like that? The Warriors of Arrowin.
Yep.
The Warriors of Arrowin skeletons. All of those spears work great as nice plastic spears with spiky, pointy tips. I've turned those into some chaos stuff.
How much is the box? Do you know?
I don't remember. Is it like $25, $30
Oh, that's
for
not bad.
a whole
What's
bunch
it
of
called?
skeletons? Knights
what's it
of
called? I'll write it
Arrowin Skeleton Warriors.
Yeah.
Knights of okay. You know how do you spell it? Okay,
I think EREWHON. Think something like that. If you go way back into our videos,
it'll be there somewhere.
there is a like how to build skeletons or like how to build
Here we
small
go.
things, and there might be
Warlords of Arrowin
yeah
on
there.
Amazon. Yeah, 25. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna need to pick up another one of those pretty soon. I've gone through almost all the bits.
I'll bookmark that, and I'll look into that. Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Sweet.
All
All right. Thank you. And
Thank you.
I'm gonna move you to audience.
All right.
There you go. All right. All right. Shall we add the next person?
Yeah.
All right. The letter K. There you go.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, I don't have much time. It's 5:30 a.m. I don't want to wake my parents up.
All right.
So I have one question to ask.
Yeah.
What's up?
What's cooler than cool?
What's cooler than cool?
Yes.
What's cooler than cool?
Cool Whip.
Ready
That's
Whip.
pretty cool.
Whipped
Ready Whip.
cream.
Wrong answer. Get rickrolled.
Didn't quite catch that.
You've been rickrolled live.
What? Sorry, I can't quite understand you.
Can't quite hear you.
Oh, why? What's wrong?
I can hear you right now. There you go.
Not weird.
Yeah, your computer was just breaking up a little bit. What you got?
Oh, okay.
Now what's up?
No, that's the only question I wanted to ask. Goodbye.
All right, thanks.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Everyone in the chat, ice cold. That's true.
Ice cold.
Colder than cold is ice
That
cold.
is true. That is very.
All right. Let's add a nerdy McGeek.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Hi. Good.
All right. What's up?
Well, I was just gonna ask. I have recently got a couple friends into. I'm fairly new to the hobby,
Mhm.
but I've been doing it over lockdown and everything. But I've recently got some more friends into the hobby, and I was wondering what you thought was good ways to sort of help get them into it, in terms of like painting tips and such. I don't want to like step on their toes too much, but I also want to provide advice.
Yeah, it is. It's really hard. It's because you can't really. There's no way to scooch people past the "it sucks" and "it's hard" phase. I know Scott actually made a really good video on this where he helps his friends, and I actually think he didn't do that great a job. Like, he kind of ended up doing everything for them. I think you just got to be there with them. Like, set up like, oh, we're gonna have a painting party and we're gonna paint today for 6 hours or until we get bored. Because I feel like otherwise you're just kind of hovering, or your tips feel patronizing because it's frustrating when you're trying something out for the first time and it's not going well.
Yeah, I was scared of hovering, but I'm I'm also like excited for them to get into it with me.
Yeah, I would just capitalize on that. Like, be there with them, but don't necessarily try to help them too much.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just let them borrow all my paints.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly. I mean, that's what we kind of did at the very beginning. We had some painting parties.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone would borrow your paints, Jay.
Yep.
And all your supplies.
Mm-hmm.
But that's, and then you kind of get a little momentum going, and then maybe you do it on your own.
Yeah, maybe you have some Eons of Battle videos playing on a laptop in the corner.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I'm happy to loan out my paints because it gives me more of an excuse to buy more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't want to take up too much more time. Thanks.
All right, sweet. Thanks for calling in. I'll move you to audience.
Good old painting parties.
Yep. Runs with Caesars. Introduce them to other channels that make the hobby fun. Yes.
Yeah, like Eons of Battle or Eons of Battle.
Yeah, Eons of Battle and Eons of Battle.
Eons of Battle playlists.
Exactly. All the playlists. All right. Next caller, Quentin. Added you.
All right.
Hello.
Next caller.
Testing.
Hello. How are you?
Oh, live, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
I might not be.
You're live.
Okay. So I did have one question, and this took me a long time to think of, but how exactly do you paint a cape?
Ooh.
That, I mean, it a
Age-old question.
It a little bit depends, but a little bit doesn't. I usually paint it like a medium dark color. Like, this one is red, and so I painted it a medium red or medium dark red, and then I'll probably add in my shadows, and then I'll work my way up to the brightest brights, and I'll do glazes and corrections. Capes are a really good spot to try out a lot of things. But usually
it's always been challenging. I feel like I have very flat vision, so I have trouble distinguishing where the ledges are. So whenever I try to shade, it always looks like a Picasso painting more than an actual piece of fabric.
Well, if you make even if your strokes are in the wrong spaces, as long as they're nice and long, they should look like folds of fabric.
Okay,
So
just keep it with long strokes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think that's my only question. Thanks for the long strokes.
Yeah. All right. Long strokes. All right. Beautiful. All right, let's add the next person. Nick3510. I have a feeling that I will not like Nick because they have the same name as me. Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great.
Good. I wanted to first say thanks for making so many great videos. I've never really actually got onto one of these talking things. I barely use Discord, so
Oh, there you go. Yeah, well, thank you. Glad you like the videos.
I have one question.
Mm-hmm.
When this is for anyone of you, but whoever's more down in like, how do you guys paint like more dead skin tones?
Well, you probably just start with gray instead of brown, or maybe green, and then you just highlight with grays. And you probably want to throw some pinks and tans in there to make it look like it once was live, living flesh. But yeah, you just want to use a lot more grays.
I feel like a good example was in the Faces video, like the one that has that I don't know how to describe it. The one that's a little bit more blue, like I think you started with blue or you started with a turquoise or whatever. That looks like a monster face. Like that would be perfect for like a zombie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or is
Go on.
is it dead skin like a zombie's face, or is it dead skin like dead skin hanging off of Chaos Space Marines as, you know, marks of their
More
kills?
like a zombie. Yeah.
More like a zombie.
Yeah. So
Yeah, because
Yeah,
Chaos Flesh trophies always seem to be very recent acquisitions.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
What zombie models are you working on, or what undead models?
I'm working on the new Soulblight Gravelord stuff.
Oh, nice. I think there's I would have preferred either the name Soulblight or the name Gravelords. I feel like they went a little too far with the name.
too much name.
Yeah.
So
Really.
like Gravelords.
Like, oh, what do you play?
It's
Oh,
on
I
a-
play the Soulblight. Just
Yeah,
works.
I play the Grave Lords. But you know, Soul Black Grave Lords.
I wonder if
Yeah,
there was a big meeting and they could not come to a decision on what the name is, so they decided to go with both picks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
I guess just. Yeah. I wish they still left it as like something not as long. It's gonna be a pain, but if you write out your entire list on the entire army list, you gotta have the army name as that. Do something simple, not include the entire thing. As you guys said, choose one or the other.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they didn't
right.
feel like they needed to get too complicated with Seraphon.
Right.
Gloomspite gets.
Yep. You know exactly what it is.
Oh yeah, I did ask you guys one of the other streams out what model I wanted to pick up for a painting project. The only problem is my local game stores near me didn't have either the Lord Croak or the Glaive Wreath.
Ah.
I guess just because today everyone was I was in a line of like 10 people at my local game store, and everyone picked, and like all of them picked up the new Broken Realm stuff. Either the Vampire Hunters, Dexessa, Lord Croak, and the weird thing is no one picked up Kragnos.
Oh, the centaur guy.
Yeah, the Centaur guy, the big one. Yeah.
I wonder if he's just because when I saw that model, I thought that it already existed. I wonder if it's just a little bit generic.
It feels that way.
It really just seemed like something you would. It's something someone kit bash more than an official Games Workshop model, I would say.
Something from some 3D printing Patreon.
Ah, you kind of nailed it.
Yeah.
That exactly is what it is.
Like, that's really cool. I don't really want it though.
Yeah.
I've also been trying to work on this converted thing for Emperor's Children army. I cannot, for the life of me, figure out how to actually get green stuff to be somewhat workable. But if I let it sit and doesn't want to. I let it sit for too long. It won't want to. Doesn't want to. I can't work with it if I let it sit not long enough. I feel like it doesn't. It just won't work. Like I can also never find a way to get to an actual consistency that makes it look green. I always get either more yellow, even if I use the same amount of blue and yellow.
Well, I know some people. I think I can never remember which one is the hardener and which one is the putty, but I think I always try to go for a darker green because then it's harder. It dries a little harder, and if it's a lighter green, it dries a little softer. But usually when I mix them up, I let it just sit for an hour, and it gets firm enough that it's workable without falling apart. And then it just takes like 2 days to fully dry.
It doesn't really help with me being impatient, but I try and use anything.
So for collecting Emperor's Children, that's the Slaneshi Chaos Marines, right?
Yep.
What is there anything special with them, or is it just are they just normal Chaos Space Marines but a pink color or a different color?
There's the upgrade store, of course, that has the
Noise
I
Marines?
remember the the Noise Marines upgrades too, and that comes with the sonic weapons. And that's, I think, just about it. It's not really much anymore. More like you said, years ago there was a Sonic Dreadnought, but I don't even think that's a legal loadout anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's like, you of course have two named characters, the Fabius Bar, which now isn't really an Emperor's Children. You ask some people in lore-wise, and you also have Lucius and the Eternal. Other than that, it's just like pink or whatever color Chaos Space Marines.
Yeah, because that would be the chapter that kind of interests me, but right now they don't have a lot of love. I think one day they'll get love like the Death Guard or the Thousand Suns. I think Khorne and Slanesh will get their legions in their own codex, but right now, it seems like they don't get a lot of love.
Yeah, they really don't. I wish they would bring back. I wish eventually they'll bring back Fulgrim as a Demon Primarch, like they did with Mortarion and Magnus. But that's gonna probably be years away.
Yeah, no one knows when Games Workshop will release things.
Yeah,
Truly random.
True about that.
All right. Well.
All right.
Yep. Thanks for joining us. I'll move you to audience. And
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Great. D827 Kelly. Water keeping tool sweat is a big part of green stuff. Yeah, that is true. Helps it be a lot less sticky.
Also, silicone brushes.
Yep.
And don't ever let super glue touch your silicone brushes because it ruins them. I think all of my silicone brushes are kind of crusty because I'm impatient.
Oop. Yeah. Well, there you go. All right. We're gonna add Ibis Oculus Mies. Invite you to speak. Gotta accept my invite. There we go.
Hi.
Hello. What's up?
Nothing much. I'm actually finishing up building my very first Tau model, and I'm super excited.
What model?
Yeah. I got my hands on a broadside.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah. See, because this is my very first model for this army, I've actually been trying to go around to find a name for it. That way, because it's going to be given a bit more flair than the rest of the army, because, it's going to be special. It's your first. You always got to remember your first, right?
Well, Tau always named their stuff after fish, right?
Yeah.
You could go with the guppy, the minnow, the goldfish,
Trout.
Magikarp.
I mean, I think Magikarp's a great name.
I think Magikarp might infringe on some copyright somewhere.
I love that.
But yeah, no. So I've been just kind of going around. I actually just came back from a 7-hour shift, but tomorrow before going to work, I definitely gotta. I'm planning on raiding my game shop to grab the rest of the paints because I'm actually doing a Gurren Lagann theme for my whole army.
What is that?
It's
Is that an anime?
It's an anime.
I knew it!
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
If you actually look up Gurren Lagann mechs on Google, the very first thing that pops up is this like massive mech with like a face on its chest. It has this green fire going on in the background, and I don't know. I loved the show when I was. Someone said I should name it Cuttlefish. Honestly, Cuttlefish would be great.
That's a good name.
I'd have to do in a really like high voice. Cuttlefish. Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just looked up. The mech. That does look pretty sick. Those are some pretty sick colors.
Yeah. So what the plan is right now is to grab a darker green, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have all the weapons painted with a darker green first, and then I'm going to use either a lighter contrast paint or a light green or like a neon green wash, so I can get in those like the flames from them. And then the rest of the actual body is going to be done. The rest of the bodies are going to be done with red, black, and gold highlights. And it's funny because I actually used a test model, a test night that was like $2, to see how the model would come out. And I gotta say, I'm gonna have some really corn-looking towel. I'm gonna have some really corn-looking towel. And all I can just imagine right now is a bunch of fish people screaming at the top of whatever they have instead of lungs. At the top of their gills.
I think Tau, they're goat fish, so I think they probably have regular lungs.
All I can imagine now is just a fish screaming out of its gills. But yeah, I actually wanted to come in and say thanks, guys. Thank you. Because this channel was actually a massive factor in actually kind of pushing me to start my first official army. I damn near watched like probably half of your videos in your entire channel already. Because I've been just binge watching 40k content. And just because it's weird because I was trying to like talk like you should get into it definitely. But in the back of my head, it's like, no, you're not gonna have enough time, and it was one of those back and forth things. Eventually, I broke, and I bought probably $300 worth of models in one go.
Nice.
Yeah, I got the broadside here, and then on Monday I have 2 crisis teams that I start collecting box. So yeah, and then I actually have my first official match with an Imperial Guard player.
Ooh, nice.
After I get everything done, yeah. So that'll be really fun. But yeah, no.
That's great that you're getting games in.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you're all set.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally like the biggest thing I'm worried about is the bases, and also the fact that I pulled a massive. I drank some stupid juice before I built the model, because I built the model and then I realized, I probably should have left the arms off until after I painted. So I can't get to the chest now, or I can, but I'm gonna have to use my detail brush, which is gonna be a massive pain. But yeah. Salmon Beta Gyarados. Barracuda. Actually, no, I don't think I could do Barracuda because
there's a Tau Barracuda.
Well, yeah, no, because there's already a plane called the Barracuda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you'll have to go with Magikarp.
Exactly.
Oh, you know what? What's that red flounder-looking fish Pokemon? Damn it!
I think Magikarp's the only Pokemon I know.
Someone in the chat knows.
I should name it Stunfisk.
Stunfisk.
There you go.
Stunfisk, perfect. But yeah, I'm gonna stop hogging the time up here because I can feel there's a bunch of people with hands raised up. Again, thank you guys. You guys are great. Take care, and I'll definitely to post my models in the channels when I'm done.
All right,
Nice.
sounds
So
great.
have a good night, guys.
Yeah, you too. Thanks so much for calling in. Right. There we go. Yeah. Love good Tao. I think I've barely seen Tao in real life before.
Yeah.
We saw Sean's box
We did.
of Tao, and that's about it. All right, we're gonna add another member, but we have a Patreon supporter, and they get to skip the
Ah.
line. So Chicky Nugs is gonna be next. Hello.
Hello?
Can't hear ya. Can't hear ya.
Looks like you're ready to go, though. Is your microphone
Okay, hear me?
muted?
There you
Ah!
go. There you go. I can hear ya.
There we go.
You did it.
Hey guys, hey Jay, hey Nick, how y'all
Hello.
doing?
Doing great. How are you, Chicky Nugs?
I'm dandy as candy, and I'm just glad to be here, guys.
Ah, dandy as candy. I love that. I'm as
Oh yeah, no, you're
dandy.
free to do that whenever you want.
Yeah, I'm as dandy as a marching bandy on the 4th of July. I can tell you that much.
Oh gosh, that's a bit much for me, but you know, I'm gonna steal that from you, Nick. Thank you.
Yeah, perfect.
I mean, so, you know, I guess with that, I don't want to take too much of your guys' time. I see there's a nice little long line, and, you know, I noticed you guys thinking some good softball questions, and, you know, figure I'd ask one of my own.
Okay, perfect. I love it.
Yeah,
So what's
no,
up?
no, so here's what's up. So, you know, I'm hitting that middle age for a nugget where the concept of mortality comes into question every day, you know? Knowing that moment that my nugget life could just end, and that tomorrow's not guaranteed. I mean, sure, painting cute little armored space faces, distracts from that. But I'm at a point where I wonder, you know, things such as, is there love after life? Is there a God? How long can I distract myself with unimportant nonsense until I die? But most importantly, and this is where you guys can come in.
Jay, why the hell do you not like Lord of the Rings?
I like
I mean,
Lord of
is
the
it
Rings.
the fantasy setting? Is it the fantasy setting? The characters and their not too deep backstories aside from the humans and hobbits? The heavily implied religious undertones and subtle racist undertones as the movie is based on a book that was made in the early 1900s? Could you, you know, further share, you know, why you prefer Star Wars over Lord of the Rings? It bothers me at night. And Nick, this is also a question for you, I suppose. Why are you just so damn cute, and how can I reflect that in my daily life?
Nick's a huge Tolkien fan.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. I watched all the Lord of the Ring movies as a kid, and I don't know, I just never cared. And I never, as an adult, because I feel like I feel like for me, you can watch things twice. You can watch things as a kid, and then you can watch things as an adult, and you kind of don't remember what you watched as a kid, and I just don't care to go back. So,
I've seen the Lord of the Rings movies a few times, and when I watch them, I'm like, this is a darn good movie. And then it's over, and I'm like, I don't need to dip back in. I liked the character, you know, Gimli and Legolas are probably my favorite, and also I don't remember any of the other characters. I remember they existed. Like, I remember there was the hero, there was Gandalf, there was another guy who got stuck full of arrows, but yeah, maybe it's just because they were too complicated. I need my character to just be, you know, Luke Skywalker hero, Princess Leia's the girl, Han Solo's snarky.
So there you have it. Jay's too dumb, and so am I, to understand what Lord of the Rings is about.
Well, I have been illuminated, and I thank you both for your time tonight on that. I mean, it was really bothering me, definitely.
Yeah.
And again, it's why I'm such a huge fan of you, because you guys don't take lore too seriously, like many out there, so.
That is
Keep
true.
doing what you're doing, and I will yield my time. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Chicky Nugs, for calling in. I appreciate it. All right. Movie to audience. Ah, that was great. saw this comment from Andy Crimson. I've got my hand raised, but please let the next 5 or so folks go ahead of me. I'll because you're a Patreon supporter, I'll let that happen.
Yeah.
All right.
Michael Spitz. Chewbacca is a furry.
That was the best thing. I hope there was rehearsal. There was like a rehearsal process in order to be able to get that.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause that was so good. That was so good. All right. CDR Keller 21. I'm gonna invite you to speak. All right. Hello.
Hello there.
Hi.
What's up?
Nothing much. I've been working on my 20th Panzer Division models. They are Estonian. They're all Estonian people that fought for the Nazis in World War II, which is very interesting to me. Because now you had your standard, fascist in each country, your opportunists, and your anti-Semites, but one case, when the Soviets were trying to attack Estonia again, Estonia was formerly annexed in 1940, and the Soviets were very brutal to the Estonian people. And before the Battle of Narva, the Soviets leveled a civilian city, and volunteers just went up in thousands for the 20th not Panzer Division, SS Infantry Division. I get my names confused. But I must ask, what is your favorite Space Marine chapter?
My favorite Space Marine chapter is definitely the Black Templar. Very closely followed by member of the Cursed Founding, the 13th Founding, the Lamenters. The Lamenters.
I don't like Space Marines, so I don't care.
Pick a color.
I don't care about the Space Marines.
Pick
I'd
a
rather
color.
play Chaos. I'd rather do
Pick a Chaos color.
Any. I don't know any of the Chaos colors.
You could just name any and it'd be correct.
That's true. I'm gonna say Thousand Suns. I like Thousand Suns.
Chaos is pretty cool. I mean, I'm more of an Alpha Legion type dude because of the lore and also because of how they paint. But I think my favorite Space Marine Legions are definitely the basic Ultramarines. I just find them very interesting, but Black Templars are also pretty cool. But I mainly got into Warhammer because of the Imperial Guard. That's how my friends got me, because I'm a history buff. And oh, you like army stuff? Why don't you enjoy, Cadians or something? But
yeah, the Imperial Guard is definitely just the regular soldiers.
That's what I very much like, because they fit in, but they're also out of place. Like, you have these high-tech people or super powerful people, and then you just got normal people like you and me going against these magical people or high-tech aliens.
Yeah, and then they fight a war for 30 years, and then the Space Marines come in and they steal all the credit.
I know, it's so sad. I feel bad for them, but they're still. Imperial Guard's getting more light now because of the Krieg. Like, there's been so many Death Corps of Krieg animations lately, and everyone's been like, "Oh my gosh, the Imperial Guard are pretty cool." About time. But yeah. One more thing before I go. What has to be your favorite clone trooper unit? I guess you could say.
I like the guys that you follow throughout the Clone Wars. I forget the name of them, but Fives and all those guys.
The ones with the blue markings.
Yeah. Well, I think that did they always have?
Yeah, they're like.
I want to say they had orange markings when they were on the Twi'lek planets.
Oh, those dudes. Oh, you're talking about the 212.
Ah. Yeah, there's
212 is pretty cool. For me, if you remember Revenge of the Sith, if you know what a snowtrooper looks like and they wear like maroon type color or red, in Order 66, those dudes are known as the Galactic Marines. I find them really interesting, not just because of how they look, but
Yeah, the Galactic Marines.
in one battle,
Weren't they conscripted soldiers, or were they still clones?
no, these were clones. These
Okay.
aren't, the dudes in the Empire.
Yeah, I know the ones you're looking at. I'm just trying to remember my lore. I thought there was something special about
they're
them.
very
'cause-
similar to their armor looks very similar to the snowtrooper. They're just red. But they were probably very, very similar to the Death Corps of Krieg for how they act. But I really like them because they ripped apart super battle droids to pieces. Like, I don't see any other clone unit doing that, so I thought they were pretty cool.
Yeah, those are cool guys. You can play as one in Star Wars Battlefront 2. That's the commander character. They come with a chain gun.
Chain gun. Oh, the heavies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those dudes are pretty cool. I'm more of an assault dude, really. Because you get the DC-15 C or something like that.
I meant the 2005 Battlefront 2.
From your era.
Yeah, from my
getting pretty
era.
tired.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for calling in.
Yep.
All right.
Wait, Nick, don't you want to say what your favorite clone trooper was?
I'm okay. All right. Let's move on. Let's add Talkative Turtle. Just added you. Gotta accept my invites.
Oh.
Hello.
Oh. Hi.
Hi. What's up?
Not much. I really love your YouTube channel. I love all the content you make. By the way, I've been watching it for like a few weeks, and you keep pretty constant uploads. It's nice to have something like twice a week to watch.
3 times a week?
Or yeah, 3 times a week.
And nightly streams.
Nightly streams, yeah.
nightly streams,
Yeah, now we're just plugging ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You're letting us plug ourselves. Perfect. But yeah. Yeah, well, glad you like the videos.
Yeah, holy cow, I've been painting so much stuff recently. I'm doing remote school, so I have all this time to paint because I can paint during, like, classes and stuff.
Oh, I'm jealous.
The dream.
Oh, yeah. It's heaven. And I've got, like, oh my god, I've got these huge armies. It's really fun. I'm collecting a new Ideneth group, and I basically just grabbed a bunch of random paints because I had zero idea what I was going to do, and I'm very happy with how they came out. I've got some of... I think I posted them on the EOB Complete community earlier today. But yeah.
What led you to the Ideneth Deepkin? Is that your only Age of Sigmar army?
No, I have a huge Seraphon army.
Ooh. Skinxosaurus.
I have a huge Seraphon army. It is giant. But I did it right as I was beginning painting. And I didn't know how powerful they were. And I'm doing a tournament in December, and I looked at like their stats, and I just had to ban them from the tournament because everyone else is playing these average armies. That'd be like too harsh. So I decided, I'll just collect a different army.
Are they that much better than everything else? In game?
They're like, their lore explains it too. They're like perfectly designed warriors. Basically, they're really powerful.
Yeah, but doesn't every lore explain the faction as the ultimate soldier, impossible to defeat?
Yeah, but these are the real ultimate soldiers.
Yeah, interesting.
Luckily, I've also got a grandfather who funds the project quite a bit, so he'll give me like 1 kit a month, which is quite nice.
Yeah, that's really great.
Yeah, my dad used to do it when he was a kid, so he's like really supportive of all of it. And really helps out.
I'm gonna
we're
be
getting the new Dominion box.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not like. Hopefully not it. Oh, I swear if they make it a second freaking cursed city and just take it off the market in like 2 days.
Oh, they're going to.
I don't. They didn't take anything off the market. They sold out.
Yeah, that's true. I know. On the Warhammer community, they said that it's while supplies last.
Yeah.
They made a lot, but it's while supplies last, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I know, because they said the 19th. we're gonna be ready to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what's gonna happen?
I'm wondering what originally drew you guys to doing the hobby in the first place.
Well, my cousin introduced me to Games Workshop, and he showed me some of his. He had for Warhammer Fantasy Battles. He had some Tomb Kings, and he had Orcs, and he let me borrow the 6th edition rulebook. And then a neighbor of mine mentioned, like, just in passing, like, oh, there's this neat thing called Warhammer. And I'm like, yep, let's go right now. Let's go start this hobby right this second.
Yeah, I think. Oh my god, my friends are spamming me on a group chat right now. They're actually in the Discord. Xander and Noob Slayer are. But yeah, they're telling me to talk about whatever. So originally I was drawn to it because my dad was, as a kid, collected like all the stuff, and he saw that the Age of Sigmar was coming out, so he bought that big box set, and that originally got me into doing a lot of it. And it stopped for about a year after a summer of paint jobs that, looking back on, are not great. I've repainted them all though because I don't always release. And then more recently I had some quite heavy medical issues, so I thought, like, oh, I need something to get away from all this. And I had quite some spare change because I had a birthday, and I just asked for people for spare cash because I don't really have anything in specific I wanted. And I bought the Seraphon starter, and I just painted that. And then I was like, oh yes, I forgot how much fun this was. And so now I'm fully back into it. It's a really... I might get some Space Marines as well soon.
Ooh.
They're so hard to get into though. Oh my god, they're like
a lot of colors.
They're also very expensive. They are not a cheap army.
That is
by
true.
any means. Well, I'm sure I'll let the next person go. It's been fun talking.
Yeah. Yeah, nice hearing from you, and thanks for calling in. And we are doing this every first Saturday of the month, so you can call in whenever.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, happy Pride Month to everyone.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna move you to audience.
USA Libertarian. I was 14 and this girl took me down to her basement and showed me her Tomb King's army.
Nice. All right. Okay.
Matthew Wilson, got another airbrush-less peasant question. I've been using Tamiya primers with varying results, and I don't exactly want to drop $18 on Games Workshop spray primers. Any idea for a substitute? Yeah, Games Workshop spray cans are a ripoff. Just get whatever you want. Primer from, I like Rust-Oleum. Sometimes you can't get Rust-Oleum, you have to go Krylon, but I like Rust-Oleum. You just want a matte primer. It's the exact same thing. There's nothing special about Games Workshop spray paint. Except for it's very expensive.
Boom.
That's the special thing about it.
That is the special thing about it. Very expensive. All right. Shall we add a new member? All right. ZataQ. I'm going to invite you to speak.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, everybody. How's it going?
Dandy.
All right. Well, if I wanted to be like really obnoxious, I would have said it's Sotaku, but it's you can just call me Zach. It's fine.
All right. Perfect. Yeah, we're gonna get the names wrong, and we're gonna continue to get them wrong.
No. I expected you to get my name wrong. Like, yeah, it's.
So what's going on,
everybody
Bill?
gets it wrong.
Yeah.
Oh,
just completely. We'll just get it completely wrong.
Oh, not much, man. Right now, I just a while ago finished spray painting with my non-GW spray can. By the way, if you want to like find a good replacement for Wraithbone because like it uses for contrast, just use the Army Painter one. It's a bit darker, but like honestly, it's like it'll give you the same result. If you really need to, you can just like, all you do is just like. If I haven't tried this yet, but if you want to, just like dry brush some Screaming Skull on top of it, and you'll like get some like lighter raised edges, and maybe like darker, like the darker skeleton bone highlight, not highlight, undertone, and it, you get some like Praxity white or like some white paint on like the very fine edges, and you get like a pretty decent bone on top of that. Just saying. Yeah,
Nice.
You're making a Deathwing army because Dark Angel's best army. So yeah. Anyway, I didn't really have many questions. I'm actually really bad with them. I do, however, have some work in progress things I want to show. If that's like a thing we're allowed to do, I have no clue.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we can do that.
So I play Dark Angels. That's my army. I love them. I love my green boys who are absolutely loyalist by 100% margin. Nothing suspicious about them. Don't look into it.
Your green or black or tan boys.
Yes. More specifically, bone. Don't ever call us tan. Give me a sec. I gotta like get through like all this Discord stuff. So, first things first. This is my Talon Master, which is a Talon Master's just like a lieutenant in a land speeder.
You posted it in the work in progress.
I've always wondered.
Nice.
So the land speeder with the dual assault cannon and the dual heavy bolter. So is that a kit that you can buy for the Dark Angels?
Okay. That's actually a very good question. You have to get a land speeder separately, and then you have to like get something called a Dark Angels upgrades, a Raven Wing upgrade sprue, which will have like the twin assault bolter and like the twin assault cannon, and also the sword, and also a sword that you can put on either the rider or like the guy holding the bolt gun.
Okay.
I chose the rider because it looks cooler. Plus, it makes more sense that the guy with the bolter be like, I need to hold on to this thing with both hands, otherwise I'm gonna just break my arms.
I mean, it's a shocking upgrade, being able to take 2 assault cannons and 2 heavy bolters.
Oh yeah, no. They're also really freaking good too. Like they give you like the lieutenant buffs, and they can also just like keep up with like your Raven Wing units, which is very important because you want to keep up Jink. Because Jink is very solid. All right, so I'm gonna actually get into like a little bit of mechanics here for a second. My bad. So Jink in a Dark Angels army. Do you know much about Dark Angels, Jay? How they work as an army?
I mean, I know that there's the Raven Wing, and then there's the what are the tan boys called? The
Deathwing.
Deathwing, yeah. I painted all these units because I had a copy of way back in the day. I had a box. What was the box that that guy tried to make us buy every time? Dark Vengeance.
Vengeance.
I painted up a Dark Vengeance.
Oh yeah, I got some pre-built Terminators from that for like $30. It's like a really good fucking deal on eBay.
Yeah.
I had to like cut them out of their bases because like their bases were like really bad. But it's fine. It's not a big deal. So the rules for like a Raven Wing are that as long as they're moving, they get a 4-up invuln save, which is very good.
That is very good.
Gives them a lot of survivability. Raven Wing Apothecary, which is just a regular apothecary but on a bike, is really good. Probably like the best apothecary in the game. And then you have Deathwing. Deathwing are kind of nuts. All right, so Jade, you know about transhuman physiology?
I know what it does in Kill Team.
All right,
I don't know what it does in regular 40k.
It's so just in case, it's just transhuman physiology just gives you a So you can't be wounded on like a 3 or below. You have to like be wounded on a 4 up in order to die.
Mm-hmm.
Not to die, but to get wounded in first place. So I don't know if that's how it works in Kill Team. Think that's how it works in Kill Team? I don't think it's that much.
No,
different.
in Kill Team it changes the wound rolls, which is a specific thing to Kill Team.
Oh, okay. So it essentially means that like when you have it, you can't be wounded on. You have to get a 4 up on a wound roll, regardless of like the modifier. Otherwise, it won't wound you. So yeah, Deathwing, just get that for free. They don't have to like pay like they don't have to get that as a command, like as a stratagem. They just have it all the time. Which that would make them really strong, but they're mostly on like Deathwing, which are just like really heavy melee infantry focused. They have some range, but like it's not the greatest. You want to get these guys into melee, like Deathwing Knights, Blade Guard veterans are very good in a Deathwing detachment.
Can Centurion warsuits be Deathwing?
No. It's very specifically only some unit. Like it's essentially like anything within the first company, like your Terminators, your Blade Guard veterans.
They look so good in the tan.
I know. They recently made it so that captains with all captains can get like an upgrade that lets them become Inner Circle. One variant of the Lieutenant, Primaris Lieutenant with like a sword and shield can get it now. And all of our characters have them because like the way the Inner Circle works is that I'm gonna skip all over the lore stuff real quick. It's just essentially Caliban gets destroyed. Half the Dark Angels basically betray the other half. They get sucked up into the warp along with Caliban. The Dark Angels are like, hey, so we can't let anybody figure this out because we get fucking labeled as heretics and traitors. So we gotta keep it the secret that we just gotta say, oh man, Caliban got destroyed and half our legion's gone. Like we don't know what happened, and they essentially killed any non-Space Marine personnel and swore like an oath that like, hey, we're gonna keep this on the down low for like the rest for as long as we can, so we can like take care of these fallen and find Lionel Johnson or Primarch. They've been keeping that secret. Yeah, sorry.
In the Gathering Storm books, Cypher wanted to talk to the Emperor. Do you know what he wanted to tell him?
I don't know. I haven't actually read that book yet. I've only gotten into it really like about a year ago, and I haven't read all of the story. I read all the fiction. Yeah, Cypher's kind of weird. He sometimes like helps like the Dark Angels, and then sometimes he's like helping like the Fallen, which are just like the guys who are like, oh man, we're like with Luther and stuff. We didn't like what he did to us. It's weird. It's like basically like his best Jonathan's best friend Luther leads like the Fallen, and they're like he's like really mad because like he kind of treated him like a second fiddle. Because again, very brief here, but when the Emperor came to Caliban and he like introduced himself to Johnson, and they got all the space, and they got all like and like Johnson was getting all of his like dudes to become Space Marines. The older knights that Johnson had been with couldn't become Marines because they were too old. Whereas like the younger variants got like the ability to become Marines, and so that led to a lot of resentment. They still got like biotic enhancements that allowed them to like kind of hang a bit, but it's not the same, right? It's like yeah, you got your base super soldier, but then you got your super soldier, like the Space Marines, like the literal best dudes.
I feel like we've really gone. So what did you want to say about the Storm Speeder?
Right. Sorry, I am so sorry. I got like
no, that was my bad too. I got excited about the Dark Angels.
Yeah, it's fine. No, I love talking about my boys, but so you have to get a land speeder. a separate land speeder. It could be like any land speeder, but like as you know, like the land speeders are all the same kits, just like they come in different variations and combinations, whatever. Let's see. So yeah, and you have to get like the Raven Wing upgrade sprue, and because of like the lieutenant buffs, like you can like reroll ruined rolls in an aura around them. And I'm gonna speed through like all of my other things I was gonna show because sorry that took this is a sergeant, and this is a captain I'm working on. And the captain in Gravis armor. It's nothing special. Like they're mostly just work in progresses.
Neat.
Yes. And yeah, as you could see my my Deathwing, those Terminator boys I was talking about.
The light blue in the background.
Primed in a skeleton bone, which is something which is from Army Painter, which is just as good as Wraith Bone. Don't let anybody tell you that. Games Workshop. Wink.
No, Games Workshop's the only spray paint that works. Everything else just rolls off the model.
Absolutely. It's like everything will just melt your other model miniatures. Like, and anytime you go into a Games Workshop store, all your miniatures will melt because it's like, you know, like activated.
Exactly. I'm glad that we're talking about this so that we can keep our Games Workshop sponsor that we don't have.
Absolutely. Wink. Hey, also, Games Workshop, please fix your shipping dates. Like, I get it. Like, I don't want to have to, like, wait another 3 weeks to get my Deathwing Knight models that I ordered. Finally. Like, I accept, like, it's going to take, like, a while. But at the same time, like, come on, throw me a bone here. Yeah, I don't know. I think I've been talking for long enough. It was good to have this chat. I will definitely come back on again. This has been fun.
Yeah, please do. And it's nice to hear you so excited about your army.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. That's
fantastic.
That's
how it should be.
Like, yeah, I almost have like about I have 500 points. I have 3 Inceptors, a squad of Intercessors, that Gravis captain I showed off, and then some Blade Guard vets. And I'm gonna like kit bash with like using like the Deathwing Knights shields to put on them instead, which I think will look really cool. But until then, I will show that progress when it is done and when I can finally like confidently reveal in full glory. Dark Angel's glory. Exactly. Honor to the first. Because don't forget, we're the first fucking Legion, and don't ever forget it. All right. Take care, everybody. I had a good time. Jay, good luck on your chaplain. He looks really great as another chapter with like also really famous chaplains. I can respect.
Yeah.
Have fun with that.
Yeah.
Now take care, everybody.
Yeah.
Peace.
See ya. Peace. Nice.
I want to collect Dark Angels now.
Yeah, I mean, that's sick. We learned so much, honestly. I didn't know anything, and now I know a bunch of stuff.
Although, you know, they're the first chapter. They were the first chapter to have their armor spray painted green. I mean, the legions were already built.
Yeah, you hear that? That's hilarious. Also, I think probably if I could vote for the sexiest voice out of everyone that's joined, you won. There you go. At least so far.
All right. Asked about the microphone setup.
That's true. Jeez, that's a spicy microphone setup. All right. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining. All right. Let's add our next person. Chachia. I don't know. Chuka.
Nick and Jay, you beautiful bastards. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah. I love that. That's top 10 openings.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Coming in with a lot of energy.
Yeah.
I've been rehearsing for like 30 minutes.
Nice.
Yep.
So my question is inspired by your recent video on the death of washes. do you happen to have a recipe for homemade washes that are thick, like army painter washes?
Well, I've definitely added matte medium to thicken up washes before, and I watched a video and they suggested putting in Elmer's glue, a little bit of Elmer's glue, which I thought that sounds like it would work. I mean, Elmer's glue and matte medium look like the same thing. Just a white paste. But yeah, that would thicken it up.
I'll play around with it. I have a couple of. I usually just water down my paints, but I tried the army painter glazes and they worked a lot better. So, thanks for that advice, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Sweet.
All right, you guys have a great night.
All right. Yeah, you too. Yeah,
Bye.
thank you. All right. All right. We're going to add Flimbo the Dude next. And then after that, we're going to add Andy Crimson.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, what's up? Hi.
I love that.
Sorry, I tend to do weird voices for no reason when I'm just talking to people.
I love it.
I did that today at Michael's. I went there to buy brushes because they're cheap and I don't really care. And for some reason, I only had quarters. Like, only quarters. So I just went up there.
I'm sure they love that.
I made like really low, like, see, I only have quarters. And I just, like, put them all on the counter.
Exactly. And then you're like, can I exchange all of my quarters for pennies? And then you bought the stuff with the pennies?
I wish. I mean, no, she was really nice. She was like, oh, yeah, that's fine. And then I did, and then I left, and I was just like... and I was just imagining, like, what she was thinking in her head is just like, what the...
Yeah, you were definitely a story in that person's life.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
you might be the reason why that person quit their job at Michael's.
Oh, no, I hate that.
Well, maybe they already wanted to, and you just put it over the edge.
Yeah.
Is like, you know what? Every single person here at the store treats me awfully.
Yeah.
I swear to gosh.
If Quarter Boy shows up one more time.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
Some little brown child comes in here with only quarters, snorting wildly, then swear to gosh. And then lo and behold, it was as if destiny called out.
I used to go to Michael's every week because I would use the coupon to buy one nice brush a week.
Oh, you're smart. Look at you, Jay.
That I would completely destroy because I didn't know how to paint yet.
I used to
look at your big pulsating brain.
I used to work at Michael's.
Oh wow, how's that?
It was miserable because I worked as a stalker boy. I stalked some of the shelves, and that job starts at like 4 a.m. and so that sucked. But the goal was because I worked that job in the summer before college. Although I was still I took summer classes for college, and I could do a whole 8-hour session and then go to school. But I would be dead at school, and that would absolutely suck. So I only did that for a couple months.
Awful.
Yes, and I worked with all older women, and they always talked down to me, which is about right. They should have.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They were in the right.
Did you ever see anybody there with only quarters?
No.
Did they ever go up to you, say, "Could you exchange all my quarters for pennies?"
I wish. I mean, that'd be way more fun. There's just like a lot of old ladies and Karens. Like, where's the party favors? And it's in the party section.
They hold up like a cartoon money bag, like with the money sign on it, and just say, "Give me all your quarters,
yeah,
please." Anyway, on things I got today, I got the Death Guard Codex finally.
Is it good? Have you gotten a chance to read it yet?
I've skimmed through it like so far, and I've looked at a couple of the data sheets of the units that I have, and wowee, looking bright, and nothing, and a lot of the art's in it really cool. Half of it's just an art book, and it makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
Because the 40k artwork's pretty cool, especially a lot of like the older ones, like the old orc artwork's pretty good. like with all their like
Yeah.
checkerboards and their hats.
Yeah, love the
Tornado
old
hats.
hats.
Yeah, and nothing makes me more supportive of this Nurgle stuff than hearing about how disgusting they are. Because they always like describe it in like such great detail. It's like, you know what, man, I was gonna eat something.
But now I'm full. I'm all quartered out.
Yeah. But yeah, I was also gonna ask. You guys are getting that new Dominion box, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Certainly the plan.
We're gonna try.
We're gonna beat you for it if you're gonna get it.
I mean, I was gonna try to play with my brother, but okay.
Yeah, you're not going to. We're gonna request your copy.
I want full know the dude's order.
Yeah, whoever
Yeah,
tried to play with whoever tried to pay with quarters, we want their box.
Go to the Games Workshop store, like with how many quarters? How many is $200 in quarters?
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah.
Just pour it all on the counter, please. They
Yes.
say, okay, just take it, just leave, please.
Yeah. We're not even gonna count them. Just take it. We don't want to deal with you.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Wait, what?
Okay, no, never mind. I was
Okay.
leave it for an hour.
That'd be hilarious. I mean, we just move on. Like.
Yeah, I was wondering since you're getting it, are you gonna paint them blue like the rest of yours?
Ooh. I don't think so. I think I'm gonna paint them like the box. I mean, I think that
Oh.
I love how they're painted.
Yeah, they look pretty cool.
They're really really cool. I love the Hobgrots too. Not as many people have been talking about them, but I love them. I think they're great.
Yeah, they
Look
look
at-
pretty cool. I was
look at
gonna
Hot
see
Brat.
if my brother wanted to, because my brother loves Lord of the Rings, unlike some people here. But,
Yeah. Two haters.
Yeah, I was gonna ask him like, hey, this thing's called Warhammer. It looks pretty cool, right?
Yeah, you're gonna trick them. That's what.
Yeah,
a trick,
and then
yeah.
yeah, he's But yeah, it's pretty neato, and and yeah, on the other thing, and another thing on the. I cannot talk today. It's the Emperor's Children thing. Yes, they need an update because I don't want to do a green stuff. And like, when you read the lore on him, it's like wow, these guys are awful. I don't want to know, but I like their guitars.
They're bolt gun guitars.
Like, yeah, because I always think about like Jack Black. And then when I think about like starting Space Marines, I always have to decide between like the Mexican ones or the Dark Angels.
Yeah, the Crimson Fists.
Yeah, Pedro. I mean, it's Pedro
I think they're technically Spanish, not Mexican.
Oh yeah.
In their history.
It's fair. Come on. Anyway, that's all I got.
All right.
Later.
Well, keep paying with quarters. Keep the coins flowing.
Yeah.
And thanks for joining. It's always a pleasure to have you. All right. Beautiful. God, I love that so much.
Catchphrase is keep
coin.
the change.
God, keep the change. I mean, that is absolutely fantastic. Michael Spitz, were either of these Michaels in North Carolina? No.
Speaking of North Carolina, I gotta be back real quick.
All right. Someone has to take a pee. USA Libertarian, that will be 76 pounds of quarters, please. Oh, yeah. A lot of quarters. Cheeky Nugs, and you didn't hook up Jay with the coupons, Nick? I don't, so I worked there, so it was something where you had to work there at least a month in order to get the in order to be able to use like the coupons or like the free stuff. And I used it once, I think, and then I worked for another month there, and then I quit. And then I worked for the scene shop for the college. So I don't think I just don't think it happened. There wasn't enough time. But yeah, that was a pretty miserable job.
Alright, I'm back.
There you go. You joined in right at the right time with a good old-fashioned burp.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're going to add Andy Crimson.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Long
How are y'all
time
doing?
no talk.
I know it's been forever.
It's been
like a whole, like a whole 22 hours and 15 minutes.
And change.
Oh yes, and change.
And change. There you go.
Sorry, I was
Mhm.
I forgot what I was gonna just talk about because I was listening to everything and just be like, oh, that's really neat. Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. Oh, I can relate to that. But
Mhm.
you're.
You buy everything in quarters too.
Oh yeah, I buy everything in quarters. You know,
Jefferson half dollars.
thankfully, you know, like I'm actually pretty considerate. Like I don't just hand them in a bag. I at least roll them up so that way they're easily counted. But no,
Beautiful.
like you were talking about working retail and how that job sucked, and you basically quitting after what, like 2 months?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I definitely relate to that because I used to work at Toys R Us, not the big store. Like we worked at the express quote unquote store, and that shit made no sense because typically outlet malls and outlet stores and whatnot, it's usually stuff that they don't sell at the big stores, and it's usually a little bit discounted or so, right? We actually upcharged our customers.
Wow.
To the
That's
point where
amazing.
they would, we would do price matching. We were price matching to our own stores.
Yep.
Like the online shop. It's just, For a while, though.
Other buildings that say Toys R Us have it at this price, so excuse me.
for whenever I first started working there, though, it was not that terrible because we were on the ass end of the mall, and like people had to make the conscious decision to go and browse our stores, so it was pretty quiet most of the time. I basically got paid to study, but sorry, I got off on a really wild tangent. I think it's pretty obvious as to why that is.
You didn't hop on to
But,
talk about Toys R Us?
That's weird.
I'm just here to rant, and it's like I have discussed nothing related to the hobby. Just be like one of those random callers.
KB Toys sucks. Toys R Us for life.
And call. You hear the phone hitting the receiver.
Yep, just done. I ended up quitting that job before it went under. I ended up lifting about like $250 worth of merchant.
Yeah, I love it.
Entirely Legos though.
Perfect.
Speaking of like merchandise, I just got my Parker gang all fully assembled and glued down to the bases now.
And that's a Malifaux team.
Yep, that's
Nice.
it's basically just the they're very much Wild West themed.
Mhm.
Pretty much everybody has a 6-shooter. They look like bandits, and I absolutely love that kind of theme as far as Malifaux goes. Like Bayou Swamp Goblins, that's pretty inspired. I kind of like it, but I just got to go with my gunslingers. And that actually brings me to a question, just because I'm curious. Like, what are your favorite? We'll do 40k and we'll do Malifaux. But what are like your favorite thematic elements in them? Like, what in particular drew you to the Black Templars, Jay? Like, that's just what I'm curious about.
Well, I think they're the most 40k of the Space Marines. I mean, they're gothic and grim, whereas a lot of other chapters, like Space Marines, are kind of high tech, where like the Imperial Guard is like just classic army men, but the Black Templar are all about churches and faith and crusades, and they don't go by the book. They don't follow the Codex Astartes. They follow their own rules that they just made up. They love the super corrupt ecclesiarchy, and they're best friends with the Sisters of Battle. So to me they're just the most 40k of all the Space Marines.
Yeah, I definitely feel that, because the first Space Marine character, the first Space Marine chapter I got into was the Black Templars as well. Just because I liked how they, even though they have pretty much most of the same equipment that most other Space Marines had, they just seemed decidedly more medieval compared to everything else. Hell, I very nearly played a Black Templar Apothecary in the tabletop RPG version, Death Watch. We only got through like session 0, and then everybody started dropping out, but that was unfortunate. And Nick, same kind of question. What kind of drew you to the orcs? I think you mentioned it before, but I can't quite remember.
I mean, the big thing that drew me to the orcs was getting some for free.
Oh, fair.
Yep, I got them for free, but I don't know. I love goblins. I think they're cute. And I don't know. I've always loved goblins and trolls and anything like that. So, and I'd rather play aliens than people. So I guess it all just kind of worked in my favor. But that's why I like the Gloomspike Gits. That's why I'm excited about the Cruel Boys, and that's why I love the Bayou and Malifaux. Just I love me a goblin.
I gotcha. Back whenever I first started, like way back, and I took like a 8-9 year hiatus from the hobby, but I started with Imperial Guard because I just humanity, fuck yeah, that kind of thing going on. But whenever I started getting back into it, and I'm going through, I'm looking at the Imperial Guard, and they all looked pretty same to what I had bought before, and I was like, I don't really want to go through painting so many of these. But just like Catholic space nuns, with freaking bolters, and believing so hard that they can actually conjure up miracles, was just like, this is kind of like, for me, this is the most 40k fucking thing that's on there, is the Sisters of Battle, and because they're basically friends with the Black Templars, like, it suits it perfectly. That's why I just love my nuns with guns. Like, even if they didn't do very well in the tabletop, and I don't know how their new codex is going to pan out.
I think they're crushing on the tabletop.
Like, they're crushing now. I don't know what the new codex is, because I watched some Auspex Tactics, and a fair number of things that were free are now going to cost. You could get a Simulacrum I can't fucking say it. Simulacrum Imperialis, which is basically just a giant, it's like a mini relic almost that they carry into the battlefield, just a giant fucking shrine on a staff. And you used to get that for free, and what it did was, I can't remember the exact rules, but if you performed an act of faith on a unit, you could perform an act of. Usually, you can only do it on like one unit, I think. But with that, you could just double up on those acts of faith, those miracles, and you got that for free, which was pretty freaking cool. But now I think it's got a points increase, and some of the other things got more expensive, like the Celestian squads and stuff like that. So I'm kind of like wondering how are they going to be, but overall, just like mostly what I care about is just the aesthetic. It's like painting Space Marines, just with added difficulty thrown in.
In the book I just read, Apocalypse. The Sisters of Battle are in the book, and the Canoness is great, and she's berating the Primaris Space Marine for not guessing that the Chaos Space Marines were going to ram their ships into each other, and since he's a Primaris Space Marine and he's from the 30k universe, he didn't even imagine people being so zealous as to ram their ships into the ground to get into the battle faster. And the Canoness is like, that's what I would have done. And then he's about to retort, and then he looks at her and he's like, that is what you would have done.
Oh my goodness. Yep. That pleases me actually. Like, you're right. But one last little sisters bit. I just got my friend's little Oculus set up, working on my laptop so I can use its power to increase the graphic content on there. But one thing that I'm really looking forward to trying out, at least, is there's a VR game where you take the role of a sister of battle. And just I've heard it's okay, it's fun, like basically only get it if you're a 40k fan, but yeah, you could actually be first person sister of battle, and I'm really excited about that.
Wow, yeah, that sounds insane. Do you like using the VR stuff? Are you really into that?
I'm not terribly into it, mainly because I wear glasses, so I've got to really adjust the depth of field if I want things to not be blurry. Like, for the most part, this one is set up for my friend Autumn, and Autumn has just perfect 20/20 vision. So whenever I put it on, it's blurry as hell and gives me a headache. So just got to make some minor adjustments and it'll be fine. But it's also a little bit heavy. I can't wear it for extended periods of time, whereas I have my laptop here. I could just zonk, just lay back in my chair.
Oh yeah.
Focus on the screen, and I'm good. But there's only a couple of things that really excite me about VR stuff, and that Sisters of Battle game is one of them.
Yeah, that definitely sounds neat. You'll have to keep us updated on that, because that. Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard about that, and I'm always curious about VR. I know a few people that are into it, but I don't know anything about it.
Oh, for sure. I don't know much about it either. I've only tried it a couple of times, but when I start learning stuff, I'll let y'all know.
All right, sweet.
All right, I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, sounds good.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. I love this. Hit it. WTF. Nick stole my idea of liking goblins. I'm telling Mom.
Yeah.
I know. Someone else must like mischief just as much as I do. Alright. Shall I move on? We'll be adding Lookout Science. That's a name that we're familiar with. So I just added you. Got accept.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hey. So, that last guy touched on the question I wanted to ask, but from what I have been reading of the new Sisters Codex, it is sounding pretty bonkers, at least with some of the new models, and I wanted to get your guys' opinion on that, because from what I'm hearing, some people are saying that the new character, what's her name, Morin, that she's basically going to be an auto-include from some of the rules people are reading on her.
Well, I mean, I kind of hope so. She's super badass looking. I love the Paragon warsuits so much.
Did you see the specific rule for the Paragon warsuits?
No, I saw their generic stat line, which was pretty solid. What you'd expect for a mech.
So they have a specific named rule, if I can find it, for the Paragon warsuits of where is it? Oh yeah.
Things are worse at shooting them, or trying to hit them.
Each time an attack is allocated to a model in this unit, subtract 1 from the damage characteristic of this attack. No minimum.
See, I don't understand though. So subtract isn't what I don't quite understand what that means. Subtract it no minimum, but won't it always just get subtracted by 1?
Well, yeah, but like, if you have, let's say, a bunch of goblins trying to shoot at a Paragon squad or Morhaine, all of their attacks are down by 1, which for goblins.
So
Sorry, for orcs.
But does anything hit on worse than 5s and 6s? Like, is there anything out there that hits on 6s?
I'm not sure by default.
So like if you buff stacked, you might, or debuff stacked, you might be able to get like a 5 up hits on a 5 up down to hits on a 6 up, and then the Paragon's rule would make them hit on 7s up, so they wouldn't even be able to do damage.
Yeah, if I'm reading that right.
Possible. I think I think for some, I mean I think if you're charging, if you're Gretchen or charging a Paragon Warsuit, I think the Sisters player probably did something wrong. Because that should not be happening. Those should be charging like your enemy HQ or your enemy's heavy infantry.
Yeah, I've heard some people talk about codex creep, where one of the ways they obviously sell new stuff is, oh, the new things are better and better, and I'm definitely seeing that with some of these sisters. But that's mostly all I wanted to talk about. I'm still excited for them. Sisters are one of my first army, and I'm excited to paint these guys, or gals rather.
Nice. Yeah, I'm super excited for the Paragon Warsuits and the lady. I think I'm gonna learn really, really good non-metallic metal, just so I can paint her up properly.
Oh yeah, she'd be perfect for practicing that.
Mm-hmm.
I might do that too, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems I've heard good things about all the 9th edition codexes. I mean, I have the Necron one, and I was very impressed. It seems like once all of the 9th edition codexes come out, 40k will kind of be a very different game than it was in 8th edition.
Yeah, I'm hoping for the Tau and the Gene Stealer players that they get a lot of love when their codex comes out, because they need it.
I mean, toughness 5 orcs.
Yeah.
I cannot wait. That's literally, I cannot wait for that. I think they should update Kill Team now, so I can throw that in there. If they would move that changeover.
They released the Pariah Orc Nexus.
I'd buy it immediately. And for some reason, we're gonna play with these rules now.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for calling. All right, movie to audience.
I'm so pumped for Sisters. One day, maybe next year. Maybe next year I can get a Sisters army. If I can finish all my homework, then I get to play Sisters.
Exactly. Well, I'm gonna be right back, and then we'll continue calling people. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to little girl's room real quick.
Frozen Throg, it'll always hit on an unmodified 6, right? I think so. I mean, I know that's how it works in Kill Team, and I'm pretty sure that's how it works in 9th edition. Frozen Throg. Then they'll put out 10th edition and overhaul a lot of things again. Yeah, I'm hoping 9 sticks around for a while. I mean, it's taken forever for these codexes to come out. But I think that the game will be in a good spot once the codexes are all out, and 9th edition is its thing. I've heard good things about the narrative play games. The Crusade rules are very good and very interesting. Aaron Delgado, Blood Knight swords, lances, or mix? Asking anyone's opinion. Blood Knight. I don't know anything about Age of Sigmar. I could not tell you if it's the sword or the lance. Chicken Nugs. Anyone else here see the recent Pride Marine diorama on the 40k subreddit? It's cute. I have not seen it. I was thinking, I mean, the Paragon Warsuits are really pricey, but I was thinking about getting them, pre-ordering them, and then doing a video called the word I just said, an objective review, and then the review would be the box weighs the box weighs 16 ounces. Its dimensions are 12 by 16 by 8. The design features are similar to what we've seen from other Sisters of Battle units. Like, just get really technical. Because a lot of people, the Paragon Warsuits kind of rubbed them the wrong way. They didn't prefer a lot of the design aspects of them, and so the joke of the video would be that I am objectively reviewing it, which is just completely useless and boring. And then I would go into just gushing about how awesome they are, and then I'd probably build them because I think right out of the box they look good, but I think I could pretty easily kit bash them into something amazing. Like, really do some reposing of the legs, get some more dynamics, more dynamic sword swinging. Don't pre-order, buy from your local game store. Yeah, I might have to do that, or maybe I can get them to order me a copy. Frozen Throg, I love objective reviews. No opinions at all.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see about the ordering from a local game store, because that'd be much better.
Yeah, love to get 15% off.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out. Speaking of figuring it out, shall we call?
Yeah.
Add another caller. All right, Crossfire 224. Gonna add you in.
Why, hello, gentlemen.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Awesome.
Now, I've been sitting here a while. I've got basically no idea what to say, but I'm an Imperial Fist fan. I want to say to that one Dark Angels guy, all right, you may be first, but at least I'm not a heretic. That's
yeah.
But I guess I got a couple models I kind of recently finished, and I want to go over a conversion idea I've got.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'll put them in work in progress.
Yeah.
Just give me a second here to.
Lucky Bat, the cape is looking very nice. Yeah.
It is looking nice.
Oh yeah, beautiful work on that chaplain. Looks very good.
Thank you.
It's a spicy chaplain.
Mm-hmm.
Can't go wrong with a chaplain. Alright, let me find it. Where is it? So I have not played a full game of 40k. I play mostly Kill Team, but I've been collecting a full army. And I converted a chapter master for my Imperial Fist successor chapter.
Mm-hmm.
And there he is in work in progress. It's not an aggressive kit bash, but
I love the double power fist.
Yeah.
Twice as fisty.
The glowing power fists.
Now I know in 8th edition, if you took two power fists, you would have gotten an extra attack because you would have had two. God, what was the name of those types of weapons? You could do the same thing with lightning claws. If you took two of them, you got one extra attack. Is that how it works in 9th?
Oh, I've got no idea.
It's just
like I said, I have not played any games yet. I've just really been collecting. I love painting. It's been a great hobby to get into, especially with the pandemic and everything.
Just rule of cool, 2 power fists, and a gravity gun.
Yeah. The base is Torgaradon, which is probably pretty obvious, but I figured his other arm wasn't chunky enough, so I took a Terminator arm.
Yeah, Torgaradon does look very. That's smart using a Terminator arm instead of a Space Marine arm. Yeah, because Torgaradon does look kind of dinky. He looks very off balance, but the Terminator arm looks really good.
I've got one more model I wanted to show off. I've also been working on some House Hawkshroud Knights, because when I first started I was too afraid to paint yellow, but now I feel good enough to do that. Finished this I think 2 days ago. A lot of fun to paint that one.
Nice.
Holy moly! What's the name
Yeah.
of this knight?
That is a Knight Castellan.
A knight. Okay, this is the Castellan, the big boy knight.
The other type of that one has a massive like harpoon gun. I gotta get one of
Mhm.
those at some point. But
Yeah, this guy, it's so giant. It's got so many guns.
it's a walking fortress.
Oh yeah.
Triple the amount
It's
of
got,
guns.
I think it's a volcano lance or something, a huge plasma gun,
Mhm.
2 turrets on the top, and then a missile thing, and then 4 melta guns.
Yeah. Yeah, this thing
is.
I can't imagine any vehicle not dying to this thing in one turn. I mean, 4 meltas alone will tank most things.
Like I said, hopefully one day I can get out and actually use
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
Most people at my gaming group like to play kill team, so it's. I've been trying to get someone into getting the full thing.
Yeah, it's hard to fit a Castellan knight in a kill team match.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe like a 500-point kill team game? Come on, yeah. A knight against like 40
a knight against
minis. Like...
a knight against like 9 other people's kill teams.
Maybe then they'd stand a chance.
Yeah.
One more thing I wanted to go over with. So ever since I started looking at lore-wise, I have been in love with the character Trazen the Infinite.
Yeah.
He is by far my favorite character in the entire lore.
Have you read The Infinite and the Divine?
I am in the progress of reading it. I've been doing it on Audible, but I will get to that. So I have a good amount of Necron models, and after I got a good amount, I ended up ordering him, and I got him like, wow, he's pretty puny.
Yeah, that's the problem with a lot of the Necron HQs is I think they were dropped like late 5th edition, and they look a little small and resiny.
Not really the model itself. The model itself is fine. It's resin, which it was my first resin model, so that's always an annoyance. It's not painted yet, but it had a really tiny base. I gave it a bit of a larger base. But while reading The Infinite and the Divine, I got an idea. He seems to ride around in a catacomb command barge when he's going around in his gallery. So I thought, oh, wouldn't that be a good idea to maybe stick him on to a command barge? Because I heard his rules aren't the best either.
Yeah, I just feel him as a generic overlord, but he's actually Infinite or Trazen the Infinite. You could even pile up some of his artifacts on the command barge.
On the barge, yeah.
I know just collecting other models, I have some random stuff that I would love to do something with. Like I have a Doom Guy helmet and some Terminator body parts, and I thought that'd be hilarious to have in part of his collection.
That would be pretty funny to have maybe just whole Doom Guy, in a stasis field. He's just kind of somewhere. And I was thinking maybe I could do like a custodian in the army as well, because he's got a custodian in the gallery. I know he like just took out a bunch of stuff on the Battle of Acadia and just kind of threw it onto the battlefield. But yeah, I got the idea while I was watching the stream. I was like, oh, that would be kind of cool. But I think I'll maybe leave it loose so I can take him out and play him as just Trazen, because why wouldn't I?
Definitely. That's what everyone does with their Catacomb command barge. They just let the models just sit in the middle of it, or stand in the middle of it with the base.
Maybe just on top. Not even where he's supposed to be. But yeah, I don't want to take up too much time. I love your channel. It's been very inspirational. I gotta say, near the beginning of the stream, the person asked how to get newcomers into it. I'm a bit of a newcomer. I've been trying to get some friends into it, but I cannot stress it enough. YouTube probably has whatever you want to do for painting. YouTube has a guide somewhere.
Yes, it does.
There are so many videos.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's all I've got.
All right, great.
Oh, sorry, I keep. Have you watched The Bad Batch? And if
I
so,
have
what are your
not.
opinions
I
on
have
it?
not watched it yet. I'm sure I'll love it. I think coming up soon, I might reinstate my Disney Plus and binge all the Star Wars.
Yeah, it's very good so far.
I mean, Clone Wars is probably my favorite Star Wars of all time, so I'm sure I'll love Bad Batch.
Definitely. All right. Well, thank you very much for letting me on. This is fun. I'll definitely be coming back to these streams more often.
All right, sounds great. Yeah, thanks for calling in. Glad you like the videos. All right, we're gonna add Brood Lappin. I just send you an invite. You gotta accept my invites. There we go. I'll invite again. Hello. Looks like you're muted.
Hey there.
Hey.
Hi.
And thanks for having me.
Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, I've been waiting for a while, so yeah.
Mhm.
I want to say, you guys make some great content, and most of the YouTube guy out there, like, they make good stuff too. I feel very inspired by all the content, so thank you very much.
Nice.
No problem. Glad you like it.
Yeah. Eon, I've been binge watching your stuff too. So thanks for all the tip. And you got a great Discord. People are really friendly and helpful here. So
Yeah, and
appreciate
great memes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, great memes. Yeah, I love the meme channel. Very, very good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got a nice community here.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I wanted to get into Warhammer for about 20 years now. So yeah, I'm really glad that I'm actually doing some miniature now. There's something called Warhammer Conquest, I think. Yeah, Warhammer Conquest in Quebec right now. So you get half the price for models.
Oh yeah.
And venture. Yeah. So
it's not. I don't think it's here in the States yet.
No, it was in the state before in Europe, I think.
Yeah, for Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty cool to have Conquest here, so I can actually actually bought other things that I actually need to be making miniature because it's a hefty price, that's for sure. So yeah, I'm making 2 armies right now, Space Marines and Chaos.
Nice.
What
flavor of Space Marines and Chaos?
Just gotta wait a long ass time to actually make my army though. That's the annoying part. It's 1 year and 4 months to get the full kit.
Ah.
Yeah, it's not super fun. So I wanted to know if you would suggest me to buy something for Space Marine right now. What would it be?
Do you own anything for Space Marines?
I got 10 Infiltrator and 6 Reavers right now.
10. Okay, well you definitely need an HQ. That's you probably want an Primaris HQ, and it sounds like you have. It sounds like you actually kind of have some close combat guys in those Reavers, so you maybe a nice chaplain to go along with the Reavers to make them better at punching.
Chaplain, okay. What you're painting, all right. About the chaplain, why do you always have to paint it black? Is it something with the lore?
Yeah, it's the lore of the chaplains. They wear black armor, no matter what color the chapter wears their armor as. The chaplains always wear black. Probably something to signify their faith in the emperor or something.
Okay, I get you. Well, all right. I might actually get a chaplain then. Thank you. Well, that's gonna be it for me. Thank you for letting me talk and for the wonderful Discord. Shout out to the stream and the chat.
With 2 troops and an HQ, you could probably get a game in.
Yeah, I actually got somebody close to me who's playing Orc right now, so...
Perfect.
Yeah, a chaplain would be nice for sure. Well, alright, thank you. Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, good night. Thanks for calling in. Yeah. Eons is now the Joe Rogan podcast of the hobby.
It is. It's entirely possible.
It's entirely possible. All right. Yeah, less meatheady though, but same kind of energy. All right.
We should give health tips.
Oh God. Everyone do keto. All right. Let's add a new person. We're gonna add FC Wolf G.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Well, I have to say I haven't been watching your channel for very long, but that's only because I just recently picked up Warhammer again.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been very informative. It's been really great for me to watch between my classes. It's always, Jay's just inflections are great, and Nick, your editing is fantastic.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I've always, when I watch your videos, I always wonder if you used to work for, like, Game Theory, because it's the same style.
Nick, is there something you haven't told me? Do you know Matt Pat?
I don't. I don't know. It just I thought of it. I guess I took a lot of inspiration from Cinemassacre, if you know what that is. He does he edits stuff pretty similarly. I don't know, but yeah, I feel like we just kind of hit a weird style.
Yeah, we're sillier, we're jokey.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, great. Also, the whole reason I really jumped into the queue was to answer Nick's questions, because someone came on earlier and mentioned their VR headset. I am a professor of game design and development, specializing in virtual reality and augmented reality. So if you needed answers, there I am.
Wow.
All right, perfect. That is absolutely amazing. I'm gonna have to remember your username.
Yeah, by all means. Because for my master's degree, I got to work with one of the grandfathers of VR, Dan Mapes, down in Winter Park, Florida, and got to work in RealScape VR, which means when you touch the wall, it's the wall in real life.
Huh.
Interesting.
So you would get some really amazing real-world systems. You could push a button on the wall, and it would be in the same space as in the game, and actually interact with the game.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, because I always kind of feel like that's the disconnect. Like, because I always see people, because the only thing that I know of is, like, I've seen a lot of people, like, they have the headset on, and then they're holding a controller. And I feel like, I want that immediate feedback. Where I've seen people have, like, the double controller, or I don't really know how it works.
Yeah, so with things like the Oculus, you've obviously seen that advertised a lot, has that really weird little joy hand bit, and then the circle, which is your gyroscope and accelerometer, and that determines where the controller is in real space. The gyroscope tells orientation, the accelerometer is how fast you move it. So when I teach my students about this, the thing I tell them to do is immediately flip your cell phone over and watch your screen light up, because the phone has an accelerometer and a gyro system in it to identify what orientation it's in.
I remember hearing an interesting story from the movie. There's a movie called Upgrade, and there's a guy doing backflips, and the camera is matching him doing backflips, so the image is staying stable. And apparently the guy was wearing a iPhone strapped to his chest, and the iPhone was sending that data to the camera so that the camera knew how to align itself.
Yep. There's really amazing things you can do with augmented reality with those kinds of systems. You can hold up a camera to a wall, and it can real map the surface and project things into it. Make it look like there's a hole in the wall and there's a whole world behind it, and move with you moving. So it's really amazing what is out there, but unfortunately it's just not at a point that a lot of people are willing to put the investment in. I've seen a lot of really amazing things with Euphoria, and just like where we can go with more immersive gaming.
I mean, my one of my favorite games is FTL. You don't need any graphics for that. It's basically just a PowerPoint.
It's basically PowerPoint.
Very
neat.
Yeah, so other things I just wanted to throw out there. Yeah, so I work in game design and development, so I was drawn to Warhammer for what I do for a living, and also just my thesis was based on the history of gaming and how we started with things like chess and checkers. It evolved into wargaming like the Napoleonic Wars or Campaign to Africa, how that became, the games we know today. And if you look at the history of models, since, this relates to your channel a lot, as we look at the pieces of games in our history, they've added more facets, more features, more detail, more unique identifiers. If you look at chess pieces from the early mid-eastern, regions, they're just white and black rocks, but then you move into like unique shapes and features. That kind of thing with wargaming. You had the army men, and they're all standardized, they're all the same, they're not unique. And then we go into the age of Dungeons and Dragons and high fantasy games, where we have player focused rather than faction focused. And then now we have Warhammer, where it kind of goes back around, where you have factions and many individual units, but people going out there and making them unique in their own way with painting and modeling and kit bashing in this era.
Yeah, I think that's the big reason why 40k is the biggest, is because they let you be an individual by picking your faction, but then you get that cool look at my army because they're all the same and they all look nice on the shelf together in nice lines and rows.
Definitely, and making it your own. Really identifying with the pieces, because back then, a chess piece is interchangeable, relatively speaking, but things like your HQ unit, your troop sergeant, your big stomping guys going across the battlefield, you want to add that personal feel, that investment to.
Right. I think that's where a lot of people go wrong, I think, when they start collecting miniatures, is they don't make it their own in any sort of way, or they're not, like, if you got to be like super into the lore and the story and then just go all in on that, or you kind of have to make it your own, or else there's no reason to collect it, there's no reason to have it, there's no reason to paint it, there's no reason to work on it. I see people do that all the time, or have that problem.
Yeah, definitely. As someone who, I DM Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, Call of Cthulhu. I've been in my fair share of Dark Heresy and everything in between. But yeah, if you don't have a personal attachment to it, what is it really going to amount to? Especially with these large armies, it's really hard to get invested.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. And one other thing, I kind of wanted to ask, what do you guys feel about like theme armies and things like that? Because I know out there with Warhammer, you have things like people will do crossover paint jobs, modeling, kit bashing, things like that. People will stick a Hello Kitty head on a Space Marine. All different kinds of things like that. But what do you guys feel about those kinds of things?
I absolutely love it. I love the Hello Kitty Marines. I love the Buzz Lightyear Marines. I love the Mexicrons. I get really excited when I see stuff like that because usually it's there's a ton of passion behind it.
Yeah, that is very true. Yeah, there's people get excited and they make that army because you kind of have to be able to do mashups like that.
Yeah,
you can't just be a casual.
Yeah, the joke doesn't land if you half-ass it.
That's true.
Yeah, I have to say, for my local game store's New Year, New Army, I did Among Us Space Marines.
Ah, literally perfect.
That was, and I can drop the photo in chat from the entry, which
please do.
The store owner was so upset because he was like, "Oh my gosh, if this was like a theme competition, you would have won." But it's based on paint alone. There, I believe it just went. But yeah, so I took everybody's unique color. I did name tags for all of them with tape and printed it out. If anyone's a fan of the Yogscast as well, it's the Yogscast names, because I was like, okay, who am I gonna put the names up for everyone? And the imposters are in red, as always.
I think Rambler's sus.
Yeah. Also, my other entry in that was Beastmen, which I'm a big fan of. Just because you got to have that little extra like anthropomorphic touch in your high fantasy. And I was going crazy trying to find inspiration for it. I was thinking Beauty and the Beast, Animal Crossing. I was going crazy, and I was like, I didn't have enough time for the painting. I was running out of time, especially after doing everyone a different color for the Among Us Marines. And I ended up seeing someone painting a gore like a cow. And I just was like, that is so crazy and different and amazing.
I love this.
Yeah. It's amazing what people will come up with and inspire each other. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean that's what's really fun about when having this Discord and stuff too, is just seeing all the different things that people have done. Like it almost it makes you want to pick up the brush and start painting. That's what's so nice about it. And it's always nice to see fun stuff like this. I love it.
Yeah. It for me, it was always, I have a deep-seated hatred of painting, but I have no problem assembling. So just trying to figure out, just willing myself to paint, and then meanwhile I'm just speed building stuff to the point where my local store owner was like, are you sure you need that Dark Angels patrol? Didn't you just come in here for a Vanguard starter kit? Because I'm just chewing through building things and not painting.
Oh, yeah, I've been there.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite things about my job is being able to write tax write-off all of my Warhammer.
Yes, we understand what you mean.
That's probably the best benefit of teaching gaming, is going into Barnes & Nobles, buying Magic cards, and being able to say, yes, this is for my work.
Yeah. And you rub it into everyone's face too, I'm sure, while you're there.
Yeah, no, it drives most people around me who know me insane, because they're just like, oh, I just got this booster pack, booster box of like Magic, and I was like, yeah, me too, for nothing, and then they just stare. But it's great being able to teach game mechanics, the history of games. Mostly what I teach right now is just, how to go from 0 to 100 in making a game. And I know a lot of people out there are always like, hey, I want to do that for a living. And it is fun. It is great. It is very tough, though.
Neat.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a friend that does he does porting. He ports games to the Switch, right?
Yeah.
That's as far as we know.
Yeah.
about video games and coding and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I would love to see more Warhammer games come out, especially with the new technology that's available. I think there's a lot that can be done.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the IP lends itself to video games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Warhammer should always be animated, never live action.
Yeah.
Though I've seen some pretty good cosplays, but the mobility is lacking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, that guy is supposed to be able to roll in that?
Yeah. And some of the fan animations are pretty fun too, with a lot of clipping.
Yep.
That's always fun to see.
But the storytelling is so good, you don't mind the clipping or Does he really have Is he really holding that much ammunition? He doesn't have pockets.
He is.
The suspense of disbelief you're willing to give for that quality.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's been great talking to you guys.
Yeah. Very fascinating. And I mean, we'll have to, if I have more questions, or if we have more questions, we'll have to let you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. I mean, I do tabletop gaming mechanics and statistics with that too. So it's always fascinating to see like the ebbs and the flows and the history of all of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you should start a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I have been told that actually. Back in the day, the manager for Sky Does Minecraft ran into me at PAX East, and he overheard me explaining game systems to someone and was like, "Call me sometime." And of course, I lost that card.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you have any questions, always a pleasure to answer them, and have a lovely evening.
All right. Great. Yeah, thanks so much. All right. Wow, well, there you go. That was so awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Well, who's next?
Yeah. So who else knows about game design? All right. Let's do Mario Sack. Super duper cool. All right, Mario Sack, I just invited you. Gotta accept my invite.
Hey there.
Hello.
Hi.
The last one's a hard one to follow up.
Yeah. So yeah, make something up.
What amazing skill do you have?
I'm an artist.
Perfect.
But I guess a lot of people are here. So
All right, next.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But I hopped in to say love the videos. Got into mini painting like maybe half a year ago. Been doing a lot of minis. Honestly, probably my favorite parts of it are like sculpting stuff and basing things because and that's a big reason why I ended up finding your channel, because I was looking up tips on basing, and there was like a recent video of yours that I saw that kind of answered a question that I couldn't really figure out, which was, I was just thinking, man, why do some bases that I do not look as cool as other ones? And you had like pointed out, oh, I think a base looks better when it has curves. And I was like, that's true, all the good ones always have like something.
Yeah, a little elevation.
Yeah, a little elevation, like a little something to make it a bit more
Yeah.
dynamic. Yeah, it's been real cool to work on, especially sculpting little things, and kit bashing has been another really cool thing to me about minis. 'Cause I don't really play a lot of the like I don't play any of the wargaming stuff. The most I would do would be like D&D.
Mm.
And I DM, so that's always very fun when I end up with a model and I think like, how am I gonna mess with this to make it interesting? But yeah, it's been really cool to do, and your channel's been a big help.
Awesome.
So yeah, that's really all I had to say.
Yeah, that's great. So you say you're an artist. What kind of art?
I do a lot of digital art, and I used to do a lot of traditional art. I would that's actually been a big help too with models in a weird way, where there's a lot of times when I get into sculpting things that I'll notice the anatomy is wrong. So I'll start reforming muscles on arms and start like just changing up the general look of the model.
Well,
I
do a little digital art. I drew that Space Marine at the beginning of the video. Got any critiques?
Yeah, I thought. It's all right.
Yeah, it's okay.
I guess it's okay. Yeah, it's not bad. I feel like it completes what you wanted it to do. It's like it's definitely a memorable thing. I definitely associate it with the channel.
It is true.
Yeah,
Great.
Yeah.
Do you paint stuff on commission?
On commission, I have not. Or do you mean? Well, I actually do commissions for digital art. I've done tons of work for people, but mini painting wise, I haven't. It's also been an odd thing that's been really interesting to me, where even though they're very different, well, not that different, but they're different mediums. There's been a cool thing to me where whenever I have fatigue with one, like I start doing one too much, I could swap to the other, and in an odd way, they kind of teach me something more. Or I used to not be that good at painting, and I started painting minis a lot, and it kind of transitioned back to doing like 2D art, and I started to learn like, oh yeah, I could kind of just blend things like this and do this, and since I have a 3D model right in front of me, something that I would practice on is I would try drawing some of the minis that I had. And sometimes that would also help me when I'm figuring out a base. I would kind of draw like this little scene, and I'd come up with an idea, do some sketches, and then try it out and try sculpting it, and it would it's just a neat way to blend the two.
Yeah, I definitely find the swapping kind of helps you enjoy the other thing more when you take a little break from it. You know, I'll assemble. I'll do nothing but assembling models for a week, and then I'm like, I gotta paint something.
Yeah,
I mean, you even had that with war games, switching from 40k Legion.
Yeah, now that I've painted tons of Malifaux and Legion, I really want to get back into 40k.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sometimes nice to just take like a breath of fresh air and just do something else for a bit and come back to what you enjoy.
I mean, I think a lot of people forget that it's supposed to be a hobby. It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
That's
you're supposed to just you can pick it up and put it down whenever you want.
That's also kind of a reason why I, in a way, don't want to do commission work for minis.
Yes.
Because it's a thing where sometimes when I'm doing a ton of art and I do a lot of commission work for it, it becomes this situation where I'm like, man, I really don't feel like doing this right now. So I'll kind of clear my head by doing some minis.
Yeah, absolutely. I did a whole Eldar army, and I hated it. I was like, I want to paint my own things. And then when I would paint my own things, I'm like, I feel guilty that I'm not painting the Elder Army.
Yeah, I used to not have a pile of shame. And
What?
Yeah,
You
I
didn't
know,
just
right?
you weren't just born
Yeah,
with one like us.
I just didn't come out of the womb with one, but unlike everybody else, I'm sure, quite a shock. But I used to just get a model, assemble it, paint it like very quickly, and I'm like, wow, that was satisfying. But then I blame COVID, where it's just being cooped up inside, or it becomes this situation where it's like, I'm at my computer thinking about models, but I'm also thinking about the models that I could be painting.
Mm-hmm.
And I just start ordering stuff, and now I have like a ton of minis that are just gray, or I think I only have one box that isn't assembled. No, that's wrong. I have 2 boxes that aren't assembled. Of like I think I have a box of Underworld stuff that I haven't gotten to, and
Well, as long as it
some
doesn't still
Kingdom
have the
Death
shrink wrap.
No, it doesn't. I did open it to look at them. And it's been a little annoying to just have that lingering there. I had a few weeks ago, I just decided I'm just gonna focus on minis for a little bit and try to do some models, and I got like 5 of them done, which felt like a big achievement.
Mm-hmm.
And now there's only like I don't know, 50 of them. But yeah, it's been pretty cool doing them. There's definitely a lot to, since I'm not like invested in having an army or something like that. I don't feel like I need any models, so I have such a variety of choices that I've picked from, which has definitely also been cool. Like Kingdom Death models have been really interesting to work on. They're very detailed, especially the monsters.
Mm-hmm.
There's various like D&D minis that I've found. Lots of 3D printed stuff is just interesting. Those third-party sellers.
Yeah, it's great that the 3D printing exists because you see just everyone's brain just existing in front of you as a finished model.
There's like a ton of times where because getting into minis, I didn't know about Warhammer at all. And the more that I got into minis, the more that it felt unavoidable to just delve into Warhammer stuff because it's so prominent.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I started to get into the lore, and there'd be things here and there where I'm like, this sounds cool. Let me look at what the models look like, and they haven't been updated in the longest time, and I'm like, man, these don't look that great. So I start looking things up, and there's some third-party seller with some off-brand kind of names, and it's like, huh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it took me a long time to delve into not Games Workshop 40k minis, like years.
Oh yeah.
But now it's like, oh, that's neat. Yeah, add to cart.
Yeah. Look, yeah, definitely. But yeah.
What a world we live in,
Mm-hmm.
as I always say.
Yeah.
Well,
3D printing definitely getting out there and becoming a lot cooler. But yeah, that's all I had to say.
Sweet. Yeah, thanks for calling in. I think we probably have time for one more. So, I mean, it's
Right.
literally perfect. So, thanks for calling. And we're going to keep doing this. Yeah.
Once a
we'll
month.
keep doing this. Yeah, once a month, first Saturday every month. So you can always call back. All right. Move
All
to
right,
the
well,
audience. Yeah, thank you. All right, Shark Tooth 229. Gonna add ya.
Yo.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Good, you?
Good.
Dandy. So, are you a nuclear physicist? That's what we're looking to talk to next.
I wish. I was just calling to talk about paint consistency. I just got a wet palette recently, and I find that my when I add water, it's weird for me because I can never get my paint consistency correct. I'm wondering if it's a difference between not wet palette and wet palette for adding water.
Yeah, dry palette versus wet palette. So, have you been watering? Have you been using a dry palette and you got used to adding water and how much water you needed to add to get the paint just right? But now you've moved to a wet palette and it's changed everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one thing to keep in mind is when you're building your wet palette, make sure that you take a paper towel and then wipe away any excess moisture on top of your wet palette paper, because sometimes it's hard to see all the little droplets, and you might just and it'll just glob onto whatever paint is on the palette, and then it'll oversaturate the paint.
Oh, that makes way more sense.
But yeah, and then another thing with the wet palette is when you put down a drop of paint, usually you want to dip your paintbrush into that drop, pull some paint out, and then add your water or blending medium to that droplet, that brush stroke that you pulled out of the drop. You want to leave the initial paint, you want to leave it in a blob, because as soon as you start to flatten out the paint and push it around, it has more surface area and it'll start to dry out faster.
Yeah, I'll try that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's possible there's a wet palette video coming in the not too distant future.
Oh, nice. I'll make sure to watch that.
Yeah.
I was also wondering, there was this funny thing I saw on I was just scrolling through Reddit, and I saw this they were Necrons, but they were made out of sprues. And it was yeah, and it was
Brucrons.
Oh, they said if it's 50% of the GW thing,
GW plastic, then it's legal.
it can go in them. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that? Because technically, in my opinion, if you made it definite that these were the Necron warriors, these were the swarms, and if you made it definite, do you think that would still work?
I don't think it would I think you'd probably not be allowed to do it in a tournament, although I think people would probably think it's pretty funny and awesome. Oh, yeah. I think that army in particular, yeah, you'd be a hero.
Yeah, you would be a literal hero
Yeah.
if you came marching in with that. But yeah, I think probably they'd be like, nah.
Yeah, nah.
That's probably what they would do.
Yeah.
I think they should. They should allow it.
I do know that army though, and it does have specific scarab swarms, warriors, and an overlord and a spider made out of Games Workshop sprue. So I bet they did play some friendly games with that army.
And yeah, you could look at it and go, that doesn't look exactly like the model, but that I can tell that that's a warrior.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think at a tournament they'd probably say nah. Because part of the reason for the rules is to make sure that everyone is playing with good looking models, and because that is part of the game is enjoying looking at these models and the nice terrain and everything, and you're a little bit breaking that when you're just playing with sticks that are super glued together.
Hilarious though.
But yeah, in a friendly game, whatever works. You can play with pennies and quarters.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, that was it. I just wanted to say I really like your videos and have a good day.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. Sweet.
Have a good night. Bye.
Yeah, you too.
Woo!
So there you have it.
Wow.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
Wide variety of topics and ideas discussed tonight.
Simon the Bottomized Monkey. Limbo plays with all quarters.
Yeah. Ah. Exactly. Good old Limbo the dude. Jade Wolf, Kino Kinones, I cover topics in my class of how games are made, how to make them, to mechanics, and the facets of gaming. I always enjoy inspiring others. I suppose such topics would be a start. Well, if you do make a YouTube channel, you'll have to let us know. If you need any help or anything, let us know as well. That'd be pretty sweet. I mean, it sounded like you were a hit.
It's crazy that last time we had exactly the right number of people call in, and then this time we had exactly the right number of people call in.
Exactly. It's pretty wild.
And I got the cape done, and a little, and the arm. So next is the shoulder pad, and then finish up the top of this guy's armored head thing. Probably the crest. Although I think before Monday, what day is it? Saturday. I think on before Monday, I'll probably spray this with a coat of matte varnish, just to protect what I've already done. Because it's getting a little hard to handle. Because everything is, you know, the cape's done, the Crozius is done, this whole face body part is done. Yeah, probably maybe one more week of this guy, but I think it will be the best, one of the best models I've ever painted.
I mean, it definitely looks like it so far.
Yeah.
I mean, I've also seen it in person, so I know how beautiful it is. Man, that cape.
And the base is giving me some really interesting ideas, because right now this is just watered down Vallejo earth over black. And so I think I actually might throw a black wash near the bottom to darken it, and then dry brush lighter colors on top. And I might actually take that, and if it looks great, I might take that and do it to all of my Black Templar. Because right now their bases are a little flat. They're just Vallejo earth, dry brush. So if I could add a little tone, a little variety.
Yeah. Jade Wolf, it seems so. Thank you, Nick. I'll let you know. It's been an absolute pleasure being here for the stream.
Nice.
Thank you.
It has been a stream. These call-ins are fun. It has been a stream.
Yeah.
They're wild.
They are wild. Very, very crazy variety of people.
Simon the Bottomized Monkey, y'all drive home safe now.
Yeah. I know we've been selling alcohol for these streams, so you gotta you know, get an Uber.
Yeah, tip your waitress.
Yep. Oh, Chicky Nugs. I was drinking earlier. Now I'm driving. Driving, listening to a stream, and drunk. Perfect.
I mean, we had somebody watching the stream while driving an 18-wheeler.
That is true. Which I love. You should. Chicky Nugs. EOB in the pockets of Games Workshop and Uber.
Yeah. Boy, though, I think after this model, I'm going to go back to... I'm going to have to paint a squad of something. Just not pour my best possible work into a project. Maybe I'll go back and forth. I'll have to paint a squad, paint a display model. Paint a squad, paint a display model.
And you know who decides those?
That's true.
Patreon supporters. Also, you know, we're doing this call-in stream once a month, but if you want to do something very similar to this call-in stream, we do it every week for our Patreon supporters on Friday.
Yeah, we all just hang out and chit-chat.
We all just hang out. We add everybody chats, everybody talks over each other, it's fun. A little moderating here and there. A lot of fun. Jade Wolf, I hope that was water. Oh yeah, Jay's drunk probably, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm hydrated.
I hope that was paint water.
No. All right, that. Oh, I got it. I got it before it was completely dry.
That's the water talking.
There we go. Mm-hmm. Jason J, I got a squad of 30 boys that need painting. I also have a squad of 30 boys that need painting. I have a squad of 30 boys that need to be built.
Yep.
All right, now it's Brew. I have Spellcrow naked orc torsos for them, though. Because I want to do a Mad Max thing.
Awesome.
And speaking of naked orc torsos...
Yep. It's going to be the last thing that we talk about on stream.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So thank you all. Thank you all for everyone calling in. That was so nice. So awesome. And we'll be back with another live stream on Monday at 9 p.m. A normal stream.
Yeah. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
And stream